Are you serious? This fucking guy
What I
over
said
here.
was, a scientist is back. We just did. I read your chat.
Do it
too.
again. Do it again.
Our scientist is back, and she said, "The mad scientist has escaped the lab once more."
And we went,
and we went mwah, because she went mwah. We were reading.
Yeah.
And then I said, Bobo is here because Bobo is here.
Wait. How do you escape a lab? Do you like go straight through
you
like
jump through a closed window?
You know, like the vacuum vent. You know, like did you just like crawl through the vacuum vent?
You do.
You know those vent hoods?
Yes.
They've got a vent, right? That has to. I don't know. They tried to contain her, and it can't be done. Okay, so they didn't hear me read this thing from Twitter either?
What's that? Erica's here?
Hi, guys.
What did you read something from Twitter?
Yeah, but nobody heard it because you didn't turn the sound on?
I'm guessing that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, I wanted to tell you, okay?
Yeah.
That this guy on Twitter was told everybody that it's his first ever time watching The Princess Bride.
Yes.
And he includes, yeah, I know. Because everybody collectively all over the world that saw this was like, right. Oh my God, you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Right? So he reported back after he saw it.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, yeah, so that is a perfect movie. Like when there's a movie that's part of the canon and then you see it and yeah, no, that's why it is, because it is perfect. It's a perfect movie.
Yeah. It's the closest to a perfect movie I think anyone has gotten. I don't know that it's the only one, but.
Oh, yeah. Other perfect movies are probably in Rob Reiner's catalog.
Me and Quentin Tarantino agree on one of them. Black Hawk Down. One of the greatest films ever made, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Certainly of the century.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
It was unbelievable. Pretty good? You need to put that back in the oven for another 10 minutes.
No, it's true. That one was good. I just had to switch rails is all. Because I was talking about the Reiner films as perfect films. And you were talking about, and I was like, did he make that movie? Of course he didn't.
They're definitely, I think they're definitely, I think Nick Reiner is going to be entering a plea. He did not invoke his right to a speedy trial today. He did appear in court. He was not arraigned. Arraignment has been postponed until January 7. Mm-hmm. And you know, my guess is, but I think it's a fairly good one, that they're going to just be working out a plea agreement between now and then, and then he'll enter a plea, or, you know, or maybe we'll get a shocker and he's going to answer not guilty. But if I'm guessing, right, dude's going to plead to, or just negotiate, make sure he's just not going to the chair, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't think that his attorney, Alan Jackson, right, is representing him.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know that guy is going to try and mount a he didn't do it defense.
No.
I think that the evidence against him
or
is
like
probably
a Menendez defense.
Oh, yeah, like a Menendez defense. Oh, my God. I know, especially since so many people saw them together that evening prior to when it happened.
I had to kill him because they were mean to me.
Yeah, right.
I was raised in a tough house, bro. Never once did the thought cross my mind.
No, apparently the kid lived in, I say the kid, he's 32, right?
Yes.
He lived in a guest house on their property. Like, he didn't even have to have proximity with his parents if he was pissed off at them.
No.
It's crazy.
We got a lot today. I got a few things that I gathered up. The
first thing is that you couldn't make a thumbnail for today.
Yeah, I couldn't make a thumbnail today because CANVA broke down. So lesson learned. Now I'm going to make a couple of generic thumbnails for when CANVA does not provide me the service that I'm paying for.
So this is like a repeat thumbnail from yesterday, right? You just used
this is just a repeat thumbnail from yesterday because I had no other choice. So I just, like I said, I got to make a couple of generic ones. I think what I'll do is I'm going to be like, this thumbnail is the result of another outage by CANVA, for which I pay a monthly premium. I think that's probably what it's going to be. No, I'm not even kidding. I've been thinking about it since every day I have my workflow every day, and I need to be able to make my thumbnail at 4:00.
Yeah.
Because that's when all the news is in, and we've decided on what we're talking about.
That's right.
Speaking of which, the U.S. Capitol unveils the statue of a teen civil rights icon, Barbara Rose Johns, taking Robert E. Lee's spot.
Good.
Isn't this cool? It's a really cool.
It's so funny that they had Robert E. Lee in the Capitol in the first place, because wasn't he
in the Capitol?
Because wasn't he a traitor to the nation?
Yeah. So I believe these are statues representing states in the Capitol.
Oh, that's interesting.
So Robert E. Lee was representing Virginia.
It's just one of those fucking stupid ideas where like...
Really stupid idea.
Oh, every state gets a bird, and every state gets a plant, and every state gets a statue, and every state gets like...
Right.
Grow up.
Exactly.
Grow up, states. You need a fucking participation trophy every goddamn where you look.
I'm just going to show people the statue just real quick. So that's the statue. Isn't that cool? I think that's rad, man. I mean, this is like, this is a great day. I mean, it's, not a great day in history or whatever, but it's better today that we see something like that, than the rest of the misogyny and bullshit that we live with on every other day. So this is pretty cool. Johns was 16 years old in 1951 when she led a student strike for equal education at R.R. Moten High School in Farmville, Virginia. She died at 56 years old in 1991. The U.S. Capitol on Tuesday began displaying a statue of a teenaged Barbara Rose Johns as she protested poor conditions at her segregated Virginia high school, appointed replacement for a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee that was removed several years ago. An unveiling ceremony of the statue representing Virginia and the Capitol took place in the Emancipation Hall, featuring Republican House Speaker Mike "Fuck You" Johnson and Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Do-Nothing Jeffries.
Tell us how you really feel.
So,
Dale started nicknaming them.
So I think it's a great thing. It's a lovely thing. I think this is, to me, it's uplifting news. It's a good looking statue. First of all, which I like. It's a provocative statue. I think it's really lovely in that way. And yeah, I'm really excited for it because it's a woman. It's a woman of color. It's Virginia. Virginia is just getting better and better. Just constantly gets better and better. That state.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's mending. It's slowly mending. And by better, I just mean that it's a lot more level-headed a state, than say Alabama, for example.
Kylie DiCaprio said a very fancy statue. I disagree with the statue. I mean, I don't disagree with the subject, but I feel like the statue is like, it has really bad composition, like as an art piece to signify somebody.
Well, let's see if you can do better.
I can't. I definitely can't. Also, like, I just don't know why they couldn't have oriented her in a way that's a little bit more.
She's shouting with a book saying,
yeah, I know.
Fuck you, yo.
I'm just literally just talking about the composition of the art. Like, it's so unbalanced,
The more I look at it, the more I like it.
She has this
mouth isn't perfect.
She has this long, skinny arm, right? That reaches up, and then she's got this big square book. But there's no, like, it doesn't draw the eye around the statue. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be a fucking art critic, but I'm just like, if you're gonna commission an art piece to go into one of the most visible places for, tourists go and like learn about politics and go learn about our nation and whatever, they go there. Like, I don't know, I'd probably commission a nicer looking statue of her doing her thing,
I mean, I don't know. I don't disagree with you. The arm is definitely long and thin. But I can't count on the camera lens not being a factor.
You see how when you look at it though, like you have to really look around, like focus on what her face and any other part. Like, what is this podium? Is that supposed to be part of the statue?
I don't know. I think it is.
Okay, but my point is that like it doesn't, like that arm. It's just like dancers, right? Like that arm, like it trails your eye up and away. But like, I want to see her face and I want to see the expression on her face, and nothing about the statue draws me to that. It's kind of like a dark mass.
Well, I thought it was uplifting.
I can see she's busty. I don't know if she was really busty or whether they embellished that for the statue.
There's Angela objectifying women again.
You can count on me.
Hey, listen, man.
I don't know. It's like a fair thing to criticize. Statue. It's like a piece of art.
It's a lot better than fucking Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right.
But at least those statues of these old, like, treasonous generals, like they posed they had like a powerful stance where you're just glancing at them, you were like, oh, okay, I understand the stature of this person, not just like physical stature, but their stature in their in the context of history, like really ornate details on their clothing or whatever, and then just like their posture, whatever. That one's just they could have. I don't know. I don't know what they could have done.
It's fucking
better.
Great.
It is, yeah. Am I not allowed to have an opinion about this?
Yes.
Does it make me a jerk to be like, meh? You guys could have done better?
We talked about it. We said it's a nice statue. I brought it up. I said I thought it was a nice statue. And then you
it's
proceeded
a nice change,
to
for sure.
melt it where it stood. Look, I mean, I think it's a good statue. It's a better statue than I can do. Not that I'm
I just
any
feel
standard of art at all, but
very recently, statues seem to just be like pictures. Like it's like the only job of the statue maker is that you're supposed to resemble the person. Like obviously, there's been a lot of these jokes, like that statue that they erected in Lucille Ball's hometown. They had a Lucy statue, and she was like grotesque, like didn't look anything like her. You know the one?
Have you ever been to the fucking wax museum in Vegas?
No, but I'm sure it's
Madame Tussauds or whatever.
Yeah, so like
when I went in 20, 30 years ago,
this seems like a trend where like they have these the people are making statues that are just supposed to look like photographs. When I think for like last century or whatever, they made statues that were supposed to be compositionally, like you go to any other museum that has like ancient statues, there's a composition to them. It moves your eye around. They still respect the geometry of the art that is appealing. I don't know. They don't seem to do that anymore. They just want to make like a 3D photograph in bronze. Yeah.
Maybe it's just maybe just 3D printed it and then
maybe
took it to
spray painted
caster.
it. I'm going to write a very strongly worded letter to the Capitol.
I thought it was a very good thing. It's progressive. It's wonderful. I thought it was great. The statue itself, I think, is just it's fine. It's fine. It's at least fine. Okay. You know who Perry Farrell is?
Yes, Perry Farrell, the former singer of Jane's Addiction.
And you remember that he almost beat up his high school buddy and bandmate, Dave Navarro, on stage in Boston about a year ago.
I do remember that.
It was a fiasco and it was an embarrassment.
Yeah, the video was so clearly him having like a hissy fit.
Yeah, or a breakdown of some kind.
Yeah, and then trying to attack his guitarist.
So the dude is like apologizing.
So Perry Farrell's apologizing?
He's apologizing. Again, but he's not. Listen to this fucking sad excuse for an apology. To everyone in Boston and around the world, I'd like to address what happened on stage last year.
It's so, well, first of all, like, it's so weird. Why is he even, nobody's talking about this anymore. It totally blew over. Like, why is he even doing this?
I don't know. But I can say, maybe this is what I don't know. But I can say that this is probably, well, I can just, to me, it's just like, this guy's, he's on my nerves. Like, he gets on my nerves. Like, he's one sentence in, two sentences in, on my nerves. I've reflected on this, and because here's the two sentences, right? To everyone in Boston and around the world. Like, nobody needs that. Nobody fucking needs that, because he's already saying and around the world. So we don't need to everyone in Boston, Mm-hmm. He can put that in the body somewhere.
You're editing it.
Yeah, it's terrible writing because it's already kind of irritating because he's redundant. I'd like to address what happened on stage last year. Again, I mean, a really poor introduction to what is an attempted apology, but I won't go line for line. I've reflected on it, and I know I didn't handle myself the way I should have.
Yeah, we all agree on that.
I mean, it's just the weakest attempt at any kind of responsibility a human can. I've looked at, I really reflected on a year.
It took him a year to
to figure that he tried to punch his best friend on the fucking stage in Boston, embarrassed his band, rock music, his fucking himself, obviously.
It wasn't just
a fucking year later, he's like, upon reflection, it took me a fucking year. A year later, I finally went, man, maybe I wasn't really that, maybe I didn't handle myself so good.
He's got to screw loose, this guy.
He continues. He said, I apologize to our patrons, which is such a weird way to put it. Fans is a better term.
Patrons is very strange.
It's a very strange thing. What is it? Perry Farrell at the register?
No. I mean, it's weird. It's like he's talking straight to the Medici family or something.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know who he's talking to.
And my bandmates. He did not mention Dave Navarro by name.
Okay.
And my bandmates for losing my temper and for disrupting the show.
A year ago.
Like upon reflection,
Is he being compelled legally to do this?
So then the second paragraph goes, Jane's addiction has been at the center of my life for decades. The band, the songs, the patrons, and the impact that we've had on music and culture mean more to me than any words I could possibly ever write down. And probably the truth is because he's fucking terrible at writing words down in general, at least, if this is any indication.
Why does he say patrons again? That's so weird.
Patrons. He calls his fans patrons.
It's like English as a second language, but he's from Southern California. What
it's
the
also
fuck is he
like
talking about?
it's also like they're not people. Almost like it feels cold and impersonal. They're fans. Jane's Addiction has fans. They have people who no, but I'm saying like
that's so strange.
You know what I'm saying? Like to refer to your fan.
Maybe he did that on
somebody
purpose.
Who like buys all your shit and like lays in bed at night saying, I wonder where he's breathing right now. Like
I wonder whether he did that on purpose so people have something to fixate on instead of his like terrible message. Or people are like, why do you say patrons?
So he can't possibly write down the words that would express to him how much it's meant to him to be a band. To be in the band, to write the songs, and to have the impact on music that they had. And they did. I mean, that was a big album, man. My aim has always been to give our audience the best possible show. So here we are now at the point of his apology where he's beginning to at least infer an excuse. You know what I mean? Or like some kind of scapegoaty feel to it. You know what I mean?
What is it?
He says, my aim has always been to give our audience the best possible show. And it's just like, that to me is like, that just rubs me right away the wrong way because it just feels like somebody who's not confronting the issue, which was them.
Well, nobody had a good time watching them fucking wail on each other. It's stupid.
So it gets worse anyway. He goes, my aim has always been to give our audience the best possible show, something real, honest, and positive. In Boston, we fell short of that. That's what I'm saying. Like this whole thing is
read that again?
Scapegoaty
Read that
paragraph.
Again, normal.
My aim has always been to give our audience the best possible show, something real, honest, and positive. In Boston, we fell short of that. And I'm truly sorry to everyone who was impacted. There was only one motherfucker who fell apart on that day. There was one dude who fucked that whole thing up.
His band is
and he just fucking blamed the whole band with him.
His band's reading that and being like, bitch, who the fuck is we?
Honestly, what a fucking...
That was you, man.
This guy's I absolutely this makes me dislike him and I have no reason to. His last paragraph goes, from the bottom of my heart, which is, probably not that deep of a fucking journey. I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued love and support.
Oh, I don't support him anymore.
Where is that? What is that?
I was a massive fan and I do not support Perry Farrell anymore. So I don't know who he's talking to.
Every one of you for your continued love and support. What a weird and fucking strange thing to post on social media.
What's super strange about this for me is
this is
like,
Instagram post, by the way.
So I was a fan of theirs from like the very beginning.
Do you want to hear something sickening?
Their band existed before. I'm going to say this first.
Yeah.
Their band existed before I was even really aware of rock music, so I can't say from the beginning, but from the beginning of my potential awareness of them.
You discovered them young.
Yes.
And they stuck with you.
I was a huge fan.
Sure.
All the way through their whole career. Even Porno for Pyros. I was in a Porno for Pyros music video. I'll have you know.
Oh, that's right.
For a split second.
How did you know that?
For a split second.
Why don't you go watch them all? See if you can spot her like Waldo.
But what's really strange about this to me is that he didn't just like lean into being like, yeah, I'm a fucking rock star, fuck you. Like this whole thing where he was like, I just wanted to make the performance about positivity. Like, bro, it's never positivity. Like, you've been like egging on people in the mosh pit, and obviously that's all like love for the sport
genre, whatever,
of attending rock concerts and everything. But everything's always been like, kicking in drywall and being like Mountain Song is a fucking protest song. Like, it's always been about like sex. Sex and Violence is another song. Like, I don't understand what do you mean positivity and like
maybe he's trying to talk about the vibe. I don't know. Like,
what's weird is that like he like there's this era in Perry Farrell's life where he like moved to Tahiti and he went surfing a ton and he did a bunch of psychedelics and then he came back and he was like all like woo woo vibes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was a really
Yeah,
strange
ayahuasca,
iteration of him.
the ayahuasca
But
fucking
never did he
effect.
ever lose that like hard edge where you're like, okay, this guy's like kind of on the brink,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
which is good for a rock star. You want that. And when he lost his shit on stage, I was like, well, there he is being a rock star. And I don't know why he didn't just lean into that, because there is like, as a society, we kind of excuse people for acting out and being like, and losing it once or twice. As long as nobody gets hurt, they're like, okay, well, you know, that guy's just being.
I feel like this might be
that
like
type.
that he heard that like Dave Navarro. He'd be like, the band will never get together. You know, he's like, well, let me try. I have to try something. Well, maybe it starts with an apology.
Well, what I think happened is that he's compelled to do it, because didn't they have a civil litigation?
I don't think there would be no compelling of him to make a post like this.
Because it's not good enough.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Well, first of all, it would pass their attorneys if that was the case. So it would have been.
God, it's so weird. I just don't know why first of all, why is he bringing it up again? We all forgot about it. Second of all, like, why is he apologizing for? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he's not just be like, yeah, I got pissed off and I mistreated my friends and all you guys had to see it and it was super messy and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go on too much about
But
this
this
guy,
whole thing about like how we failed to give you a good show, like what the fuck are you trying to pass?
Well, no, that
the
we fell
judgment
short
on?
of that when he says that, you know, that they were supposed, you know, that their aim has always been. First of all, he starts out with it being his aim. Like, it's such a terrible piece of writing. Like, honestly, dude, like if I was like developing this, oh, well, let me tell you, like there's some dialogue gems in here in terms of just understanding some cool shit about dialogue. As you can, he kind of writes what he thinks. Like, you know, well, that's a stupid statement. He kind of writes as though he might speak. My aim has always been to give our audience. So that's, but my aim has always been our best possible show, something real, honest, and positive. In Boston, we fell short of that. So it was his aim, but their failure, but everyone else's failure.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Including his. It's a very weird psychological thing going on.
Well,
like,
he's always been, I mean, you could rely on Perry Farrell for being weird psychologically. That's for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I just want to bring it up
It's
because
just kind of like pathetic instead of just like leaning into like, okay,
annoyed.
he's like a super powerful, very impactful person. Like if he walks into a room and he's got this magnetism, that's why he's a rock star, even though he can't sing, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody loves him for that. I don't know why he is just like trying to be this other person who we should all feel sorry for. I don't get it. Like I said, like American culture excuses bad behavior from certain people because they're just rocking too hard. Like it's like, fine, you can get away with it as long as you don't hurt anybody, you know? Like, and he paid the consequences. He lost his band. So there you go. We're all good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I just wanted to trip on him. I didn't want to take up too much of our time on it. That's Perry Farrell, and
I don't get it, man.
fuck that guy.
I feel one of the things that's like, if
Do you want to hear, let's stop about this guy. Can we stop? Do you mind?
I don't mind.
Because
No.
we've just been almost 50 minutes on this one.
Yeah, I was going to segue to something else, but that's okay.
Oh, because I was going to Spielberg.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you know this, but I learned today that NASA wrote Steven Spielberg a 20-page letter urging him not to make Close Encounters. And while no one but Steven Spielberg and whomever he has shown it to knows the actual like true contents of 20 pages sent by NASA to Spielberg, but the one thing that I guess Spielberg has spoken about is that one of the reasons they didn't want him to make the movie was that it would create hysteria over the UFO phenomena. So that was one of the reasons. But it's interesting because, you know, I did watch that trailer. I liked it. You know, I liked it. I'm fucking totally intrigued. Like, I understand what it is. It's a teaser. 6 months out, the cut's still in, you know, they're still cutting. So I don't know why they do that. Kind of wish they wouldn't, you know, because there's 6 months cutting, and I can tell you right now, they're going to cut right to release.
Yeah.
Like within a week of release, they'll be in the,
Well, why
in the
shouldn't
editing
they
room.
release a trailer this early?
Well, I mean, I think that one was a little bit too ambitious at this stage in their production because I thought some of that CG on the animals was rough, and it just wasn't, I don't think, polished enough of a production to I think, you know, so there's some, but it seems that, you know, in on Reddit at least, that in the comment section people really liked it or are excited about it at least. I'm excited about it. It's very interesting. So the UFO community, which I am a member. You're
a believer?
There's There's no doubt about it.
Oh, well,
the evidence
I guess that's yes then.
The evidence is, well, it's not even a yes. I mean, the government has released evidence of these vehicles. And I think there's an overwhelming abundance of evidence right now that the only thing lacking right now is confirmation and then questions and answers, because, when you dig deep into this, the UAP and NHL, non-human intelligent realm of the world. NHI is what did I say? NHL?
NHL, yeah.
That's the hockey league, yeah.
which is run by aliens.
Which are hockey playing aliens.
See, on their planets, they have ice. That they're ice planets they come from. That's why they brought hockey to this planet. So they could segue. It's like a soft launch,
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of talk right now about what he's been told, because, it's interesting that, back then he was like, NASA's like, yo.
I love that NASA talks like that to you.
You gotta not do that. This is
NASA's
stupid. Don't
like,
do this.
bro.
No. Come here.
Be cool, bro.
Smoke a little bit of this and let's talk about it. Do you like tea? I'll make you a tea. Whereas now I think that they're going to be like, yo, you got to help us out. We need a soft landing.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because we have right now in our midst, we have fucking abundance. I mean, overflowing evidence of vehicles flying around our skies that don't belong to us, that don't belong to any country, and have technologically, they're just not in the same sphere as anything we do or know. And we've seen videos of them. They're real videos provided by the government.
So generationally, do you think that there are generations that are more savvy about this than others? Like, I feel like the boomers are in the dark and they need a Steven Spielberg movie to get acquainted.
Well, I think this is more for religious people. I think,
Really?
I think, yeah, I think so.
Do you think religious people will watch a Steven Spielberg movie?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's Steven Spielberg. He's the Rob Reiner of directors.
I feel like Gen X is like super savvy about this kind of stuff, right? Like, you guys are like way open-minded and you're kind of like all believers. I feel like, yeah. And then like,
well, I don't know. Maybe I am. If I'm a representative, then I represent I.
I wonder if I think millennials probably are too stressed out to care.
I mean, say that to everybody.
You know?
It's probably true.
And then I don't know about the young folks.
So I told you Bobo's here.
Yes.
Erica is here.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy is here.
Good to see
No
everybody.
Two Trolls is here. Kindly DiCaprio has graced us with her presence.
That's
and
great.
Cosmic Urgency is here. Good to see you all.
Cosmic Urgency is saying, how big a clown show is that people want Sinners to win Best Picture? It shouldn't even be nominated.
And it shouldn't even be nominated. We could not agree on this more. I think we have, we agree fairly enough.
Kindly DiCaprio said, I liked Sinners. The vampires were scary. And this is true. But Cosmic Urgency says, Jack O'Connell's hot. And it's the only positive thing I have to say about it. Stacy says the score for Sinners will win for sure.
Well,
it was an excellent score.
It was.
That's true. They got that right. And then Cosmic Urgency said that the Oscars are moving from ABC to YouTube in 2029. But it's like, when is 2029? Like, do you even think that far in advance?
2029?
I don't think past next year for sure. Sometimes I think about 2028, I guess, because there's like really intense astrology in 2028 that I'm dreading. But the
yeah, well, did you go to the Oscars?
Did I go to the Oscars?
What did you say about 2029?
That the Oscars are moving from ABC to YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I think it's, what I like about this story is that I think it's going to tell a bigger tale.
Oh my God, this is such a great idea. Kindly DiCaprio said, will you guys do an Oscars live stream?
Yes.
Isn't that a good idea? It's
yes.
on Sunday though, right?
We'll do the Globes too.
Unless
Cosmic Urgency is the fucking guest of honor.
If it's
for the Globes.
Are there ever any football games that you have to watch when these awards are on?
No.
That's good.
Did you see Cosmic Urgency's fucking jaw-dropping statement?
About James Cameron?
Yeah.
Wrote Point Break?
Yeah.
He said, I wrote Point Break. I flat out got stiffed by the Writers Guild on that. It was bullshit. Well, why doesn't he do something about it? He's James fucking Cameron. If he's like upset about it, doesn't he have like all the resources anyone could ever need to take care of that problem and make it right? What a weirdo.
Slash film reporting.
Why would he
James
just...
Cameron claims he secretly wrote a 90s action classic and never got credit. Let me tell you something, man. So I made fun of that movie before I was a writer. I made fun of this movie.
Oh, and it makes sense that it was written by James Cameron?
Right, immediately. Because like there's this moment, right, where like he's on the Keanu Reeves is on the beach or whatever with a girl or whatever, and he's like going over her arm or some kind of one of her body parts
or whatever,
and it's kind of like Jack Klugman or whatever on the Quincy or whatever that was called. And
what do you mean Jack Klugman on the Quincy?
There was a TV show called Quincy, and in the beginning of it, Jack Klugman, do you know who that is? He was an actor.
I don't know any of these
references.
He was
an American actor.
What's Quincy?
He's a dead guy now, but he was an American actor.
Okay.
Friend of he was a close friend of mine.
I feel like this is a deep cut.
Was his nephew actually?
You remember the pilot episode of Quincy?
No, it wasn't the pilot. In the opening, you know how you have the opening.
Oh, the opening sequence.
In the opening, he's like, because he's a medical examiner.
Okay.
Quincy. And so in the opening, they have him, and it looks like he's examining a medical.
Was the show just called
Let me
Quincy?
finish. And it's like a piece of skin, and he's looking at it very closely, like he's got like he's examining, and then it widens out, and it's like a hot chick on a beach.
So clever. Those writers, they get you every time.
They just made you want to keep watching. Just want to keep watching. Is it a buddy or is it a hot chick? I don't know.
That's really funny. So it was called. You said the show was called Quincy.
It's called Quincy. He was played.
If it came out these days, it would be called Quincy Medical Examiner because nobody has the attention span to actually explore anything.
Right. They'd be like, why would I watch something called Quincy?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but in Point Break, Keanu Reeves, he starts like this girl or whatever. And I don't know if it's the tummy or some part of her anatomy
or whatever.
And his fingers are going over it. And then he goes, oh, goosebumps. I couldn't stand it, dude. I saw it in the theater and I just fucking blurted out laughing.
Funny.
It's like, oh, goosebumps. I couldn't stand it, dude. So I was laughing. Everyone's like all like into this like romantic moment, and I'm like, fuck. Oh, goosebumps. So yeah, that's probably fucking James Cameron. So yeah, James Cameron is apparently claiming that he was a writer of that movie. Otherwise, I liked the movie. In fact, I was a Point Break fan. Truly, thought it was a great movie. I would say it's his best movie written. That and The Abyss.
The Abyss was really great. I like that one. It's a little distressing, what with all the, rat drowning.
What a shit though. He's like, I'm busted out. Like, write a memoir.
Well, I don't know why he's bitching about it. Like, he can't fix that problem. It's not like he doesn't have the fucking pull to, like, unless he can't prove it. Unless he's just making it up. I mean, it's such a weird thing to be pissed about after all this time and all the success. What's his fucking problem?
He said, this is his quote, I was executive producer of Point Break. I did a considerable amount of writing on the shooting draft of the script with Catherine, even though we haven't received credit, which is an issue that I have with the Writers Guild. Cameron previously said at the Terminator 2 conversation in 1991 via CameronOnline.com, she basically is 100% responsible for the final film from that point on. I mean, I made a few phone calls, but I was kind of busy myself.
Oh, okay, so he's not that sore about it.
So he's not like, I guess he's trying to say like, I didn't make the movie.
They made a clickbait headline about him being more pissed than he actually is.
Catherine Bigelow is such a fucking icon, bro. She's just an icon. She's one of the greats.
If you made changes to a Catherine Bigelow script and she wanted to shoot it, you would be satisfied?
I'm sorry. Ask that again. If I made changes, what?
If you made changes to a script in a Catherine Bigelow movie and she took those changes and she filmed them, you would be satisfied?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, because
I made the changes and she shot it.
Yeah.
If I made changes and she was like, this is not good. All right? This is not good. Did you get paid? Too much. Out you go. Or as Brian Cox's character in Succession would say, fuck off.
Oh, yeah. He says that a lot. And it's charming every time.
It's, what's so amazing is like watching Succession and seeing him play this mogul, this oligarchical fucking, decrepitness to a T, to like perfection. And then like watching something else and a fucking McDonald's commercial comes on and I hear that man shilling for an oligarch. And it's just, it honestly, like, it's a little weird for me. I'm like, no, that guy controls the world.
I know. Brian Cox telling you how tasty Big Macs are.
Telling me to get a Big Mac.
Yeah.
You know, and it's compelling. I mean, he tells a compelling story. You know, like if I was even remotely susceptible to Big Macs, I would probably.
You could probably get them to replace him if you kept talking about how they used Hannibal Lecter to sell Big Macs.
Hannibal Lecter?
Mm-hmm. Because Brian Cox played Hannibal Lecter.
He did play Hannibal.
Hamburger Lecter.
Hamburger Lecter.
A scientist said I might actually pay attention to the Oscars if you do a live stream.
I will. We are. It's happening.
Only on one condition.
Okay.
That you have to do the red carpet like dress coverage too. We can mute it. We don't have to listen to any of them, but I want to hear you judge dresses.
We have to find a way to be able to. It's going to be great when it's on YouTube and we can do like the whole like watch party thing, you know. But we'll have to figure it out. I'm going to do some investigation. Oh my God, you guys are going to watch it. Well, Leo's not going to win. Leo's not going to win Best Actor or Best.
No,
whatever.
but he might do some antics.
A cartwheel. He'll do a cartwheel, won't he? I've always dreaded that idea that he might do a cartwheel.
They're going to constantly have the camera on him all the time. There's going to be one camera guy who's like stationed right in Leo's face
the whole time.
Yeah. For his reaction.
We'll catch him vaping again. Remember when they caught him vaping?
No.
You don't remember that?
He won't be vaping because apparently he's recovering from pneumonia.
Oh, is he? He must have got that on one of his private jets.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of chilly and moist on a yacht when you live on a yacht 24/7 of your entire life. I hear you can catch pulmonary ailments.
I do have some so we'll get to the Popcorn Planet update in a minute. I want to.
You want to what? You want to dance?
He wants to dance. Isn't that a line from my own movie? All right. Windows to the soul. Pupils reveal aphantasia. Aphantasia. The absence of visual.
I think it's aphantasia.
Aphantasia, the absence of visual imagination. Listen to this shit. I love this. Picture this, if you will. Aphantasia can be deleted. Sorry. Picture this, if you will. Aphantasia can be detected with an eye-opening look into our pupils. Visual imagination, or rather the lack of it, can be verified by measuring pupil dilation, thereby providing the first physiological evidence of aphantasia, new research shows.
Okay, aphantasia is what?
Aphantasia is the absence of visual imagination.
Okay, so if I tell you, picture an apple.
I'll either see the word apple or some other representation that is not a visual representation of the apple.
You would?
If I had aphantasia.
Oh, you can't visually imagine.
Aphantasia.
An object.
Does not allow you to imagine things visually.
God.
It's a disability?
I think I've heard of people who don't know that they have it, and then they discover it when other people are talking about it, and they're like, wait a minute, you guys can picture stuff? And their whole lives, they went without being able to do it, but nobody challenged them.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to write. It's the only way I could write. I don't know how I would never be able to write. Everything I've ever written was a picture in my mind.
Does that mean that when they read, they don't imagine what they're reading? Like they can't visualize?
Maybe they don't. I don't know. Let me continue, but I don't know.
Seems like a disability.
Fair questions. I don't know. If anyone has aphantasia, let us know. Hanada just showed up. What's up, Hanada?
Hey, y'all.
So the first gauge of pupillary, something like that, reflex on non-aphantastic people.
I think
the researchers shot 42 study participants. Aphantastic?
Yeah.
Self-reported as having visual imagination and fitted them with glasses to track their eye movements and pupil sizes.
Oh.
Participants were then exposed to bright or dark shapes against a gray background, which predictably evoked pupillary constriction in response to bright shapes, comparable to looking up at the bright sky, and pupillary dilation in response to dark shapes after switching the light off. So basically, I'm not going to read this article. Basically, what they did was they got you to imagine, they got the people to imagine a bright light. and not see one, just imagine a bright light. And they checked for dilation of their pupils, and there wasn't any in people who had aphantasia.
Wait a second. Okay. So people who don't have this problem, if you tell them to imagine a bright light,
yes,
their eyes will react?
Dilate. Yes.
Their eyes dilate?
They actually dilate in the dark.
They would constrict, right?
They would constrict.
Okay, dilate or constrict? Those are opposites.
Well, it says, I'm sorry, constrict. Thank you. Let me, I guess I should read.
Because this is crazy. That's such an amazing,
the
power of
pupillary reflex is an adaptation of that optimizes the amount of light hitting the retina, says Professor. And while it was already known that imagined objects can evoke so-called indigenous. No, it's not. No, indigenous. I guess so.
I don't know.
This guy writes nothing. Changes in pupil size, where we were surprised to see more dramatic changes in those reporting more vivid imagery. This really is a first biological objective test for imagery vividness. But
imagery vividness.
Yeah, the aphantastic pupil response to the four objects condition is. Here's what it says. So our pupils are known to get larger when we are doing a more difficult task, says this PhD candidate in Future Minds Labs UNSW. Imagining four objects simultaneously is more difficult than imagining just one. The pupils of those with aphantasia dilated, dilated when they imagined four shapes compared to one, but did not change based on whether the shapes were bright or dark. This indicated that the participants with aphantasia were indeed trying to imagine in this experiment, just not in a visual way.
Scientists are fucking cool. You know, they create these experiments where they think something's going to happen, and then they test it out and it fucking happens. That's really rad. So what's so cool about this, I feel like, is that means that your thoughts are influencing your eyes. Like your imagery is so vivid. Your bodily
function in general.
I think this is like a big breakthrough for people that are super into manifesting, because the whole thing about
yes.
I don't know how much I believe in this, but they say that if you can really believe, be with your thinking, if you just construct a totally delusional reality in which you have attained the thing that you want to attain, or you become the thing you want to become, right?
Yeah.
If you can completely be delusional about that, the power of your thinking will actually create the reality. But I just think it's really interesting that they're kind of proving that, where if you're just visualizing a bright light, your pupils will react as if you're in a bright light. Like, I just feel like that is like a huge breakthrough. And these scientists seem like that's just part of, like, everybody knows that, and that's why they used that signal for their experiment.
It's a super exciting find. And look, we know that, like, stress, so our thoughts can raise our blood pressure, or they can so it's interesting because, like, it does, like, end up really begging the question, like, then can our thoughts heal?
Yeah, your thoughts are really manipulating your physiology in ways that you're not aware of, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so, like, can we heal ourselves? Becomes the question. Like, I realize, when you think about meditation or you think about whatever, it's just to me, it's like, that's a wild piece of science.
That's super cool. I really like the experiments that show the other way around, like that your physical body can manipulate your thoughts. Like, there was that experiment I mentioned before where they had a bunch of experiment subjects hold, like, a pen or something in their molars of their teeth, so it would force them to smile, and then they gave them comics to read, so that they tested them without the forced smile from a pen in their mouth, and then they tested them with the forced smile, and every time that they had a smile on their face, whether it was genuine or not, they thought the comics were funnier. Like, if you force a smile, you will improve your mood.
Yeah.
And they say,
when I was doing Tony Robbins, we do these seminars, and one of Tony's little things was, he was like, he had you think about, like, something that was, like, troubling in your life or stressful, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you went through the process of thinking that, he was like, observe your body now. And, a lot of people are hunched over and wringing their hands, whatever it might be.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, all right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change our posture. We got to put our shoulders back, stand up out of our chairs. We're going to look up. We're going to put the biggest fucking stupidest smile you ever had on your face in your life. Put it on right now. And then you had to do this physiologically. And they're like, now think about that thing, but don't change your body. And people started breaking out laughing because they were forced into this total contradiction physically that was forcing their thoughts in a different direction. It was pretty great.
That's super neat. So
he was this whole thing where he was teaching like how you use your body is a big factor in determining how you feel.
So I just feel like it's a lot more acceptable for people to recognize that your body can influence your thoughts, but somehow it's less acceptable for people to recognize that your thoughts can influence your body, you know?
Yeah.
That's really cool that they're running experiments.
Leonardo DiCaprio's like, he wants to dance.
Yeah, exactly.
The lead vampire in Sinners was the same actor playing Patty Mayne in Rogue Heroes. Great actor. Are we talking about Jordan?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor. Oh, that's
right?
Josh
That's
O'Connor?
Cosmic Urgency says Josh O'Connor was hot. Jack O'Connell. That's his name.
Jack O'Connell, yeah.
I screwed it up. Jack O'Connell.
Listen, you know.
Jack O'Connell, that's so funny. Do
We had a
Do
friend
you think when he checks in a hotel, he checks in as Josh O'Connor? As his pseudonym? There's probably a million.
That's pretty
Every
funny.
Josh O'Connor has been called Jack O'Connell and vice versa their whole lives, I'm sure. Just like I did.
Listen, that movie, Sinners, wow. It's just, you remember Everything, Always, at Once, the thing, that one, what was it? Everything, Everywhere, All the Way, all the chant. What do you got? Pick up the bag. I don't know what it is. What is it? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, whatever it was.
The Laundromat Family movie.
Didn't really like it.
No?
Not really.
But you appreciated its originality, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, it was ambitious and, you know, I mean, it's good filmmaking in the end. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I like this, you know? Makes me feel stupid.
Why?
Because everyone loved it. I'm like, oh, fuck. It was like I'm not the type of person to do this, but I can understand why people are like, oh, yeah, it was great. It was great. Oh, I know. Oh, me too. Yeah, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, and I just can't. I'm not capable of like hiding the truth. But the sort of peer pressure, it's like we never saw a La La Land. Is that what that was called?
Yeah.
I never saw that just because I didn't want to deal with the pressure.
To love it, just like everybody else.
Yeah,
loved
it was just so overwhelming.
Yeah,
I was
people
like,
were fucking
I just didn't even want to deal with that.
Head over heels for that shit. It was annoying. I think people appreciated that movie for what it was. I don't
La
think
La
that
Land?
no, Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I don't think everybody. You know, if you're not like the target audience for that movie, but you can still appreciate that they nailed what they were trying to for what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Listen, I love like the abstract too. So it's not like I didn't like. It's not like I loved all of what's his name's movies that he wrote. You know, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless.
Yeah, with Kaufman, right?
Yeah. Right. Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Kaufman, you know, all the way back to, the one about the Gong Show host, you know.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Yeah, all those. I like all of his, you know, adaptation. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. It was a great fucking movie. And, you know, again, all these like really super abstract ideas. Was Being John Malkovich's?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
But similar in vein, right?
I know that was a Spike Jonze movie. I can't remember.
I don't think it was his. No.
I don't know who
Well,
wrote
fine.
it.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
It was the screenplay was Spike Jonze and Charlie Kaufman.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was Charlie fucking Kaufman. Fuck, see, like that guy just writes these things that, you know, I can get into. They're quirky enough where he like pushes all the right buttons to suspend my disbelief.
Oh, so you're saying that you prefer, like, he writes bonkers stories, but you buy into it because you feel like he does it better than Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yeah, like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I didn't feel like I was cared for as a person watching it. Like I felt like it knew what it wanted to be and do, but it didn't really care about my opinion in the matter. Whereas like I felt like Kaufman movies in comparison, they sort of, they care for me. include me. They are writing for my entertainment.
Did he also do Schenectady, New York? Is that what it's called?
Who did?
Kaufman?
Kaufman? I don't know. Why do you think I know?
Everybody that I knew, I used to have like this group of friends that was super into every movie, and that's all we ever talked about. And everybody loved that one, but I found it boring as shit. That one.
I don't know.
His films. Philip Seymour Hoffman's really great in it.
What's it called?
Schenectady, New York.
It's like a really, yeah.
He
wrote
did.
that.
That was him.
Yeah. He might have even directed
So
that
he
one.
doesn't work all the time for me. A scientist said I was bored watching La La Land. I didn't find it very interesting.
You saw La La Land?
A scientist said I was bored watching La La Land.
Yeah.
I'm going to scroll back up because Stacy is asking, are any dockets or lively updates today?
So there's a live update. One of them is that Andy Signor was granted his reschedule or whatever. So he's now pushed to January 8th. On the 17th, he was supposed to turn over.
He doesn't have to provide anything to Blake Lively until
Well, no, he has to
January?
file by the 8th. So he's put a significant delay on this because he's got to file by the 8th and there's going to be a ruling on it. So we might not see his stuff until February if he loses his appeals.
So he gets to keep milking it? I don't know why I'm so tongue twisted today.
I guess he does, yeah. But yeah, that's the last thing on my list. I thought we'd, we could spend the next hour on that stuff if you like. But what was that? He applied for whatever it is. A judge, I think by the last name of Lopez, granted his request for some time. So I'm a little disappointed, but I expected it.
Okay.
You know what's weird about it though?
What?
Baldoni Files, or not Baldoni Files. It ends with lawsuits. They're acting like that's like a win, like they won something.
Oh, let them have it though. Those poor people.
I know, but it's like
the Baldoni fans have nothing.
All it is just it's
let them
it's
have
not a stay.
whatever tiny morsel they can scrounge together for sustenance in these dark times. I feel so sorry for them. Okay, so this wonderful person, Comfortable Fruit on the subreddit It Ends with Court, has compiled upcoming due dates. So apparently today was Popcorn Planet and Andy Signor were supposed to turn over relevant materials to Lively's lawyers, but they got that stay, I guess.
It's not a stay, but they
currently on pause due to his appeal. But then nothing else is expected until January.
Yeah. Yeah, the case is pretty dry from now till then. On the docket.
Yeah.
Not a lot moving around.
And then let's see, here's outstanding motions still. So these things might pop up. Sloane's motion for attorney's fees.
Did anyone out there listen to the gavel gavel, by the way?
Do you want to hear this list or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just throwing that out to chat while you do that.
Okay, cool. Lively and Reynolds need to file a motion for Rule 11 sanctions against Wayfarer's complaint. Harco v. Wayfarer declaratory judgment is supposed to be filed July 21st. Oh, it was filed July 21st, so we're waiting on that. Lively's motion for sanctions against Friedman, that was filed in August. Wayfarer's motion for judgment on the pleadings, that was filed September. Jones's motion for sanctions against Wayfarer parties for spoliation. Lively's motion for sanctions against Wayfarer parties for the spoliation. Abel's motion for summary judgment, that's pending. Wayfarer's motion for summary judgment. Lively's motion to compel Wayfarer's signal communications, that's still up in the air, I guess. That's so weird.
For who's Wayfarer's?
Lively's motion to compel Wayfarer's signal communications.
Right.
Jones's motion to amend their complaint, and the Popcorn Planet appeal.
So maybe we'll get some rulings, but I doubt it. You know how, the government, dude, it's like, oh, guys, there's a Christmas break
like,
and...
you want some eggnog instead?
And then it's New Year's, you know what I mean? So why don't we just go ahead and pick things up in February?
February, right. Where the family's
going to
go to...
you kind of just want to stretch it out, don't you? Yeah, just get it stretched out.
It's a little cold in New York, too, so it's like maybe we should just, hunker down and Make notes. That's cute.
Good. They're saying that they're saying Gavel Gavel went well. That's good. I was wondering. I haven't really got much feedback.
You're such a nervous Nelly.
Yeah, I am.
You don't want to hear how you did? You don't want to hear how they edited the conversation?
I would never be able to truly like, I mean, what, I don't know. Yeah, it's what's more important is how other people, when we made Small Group, the director, he hit me up and he was like, so, because we finished, we locked the cut, and I was like, all right, whatever, see you later. We went home, with my fucking Stanley fucking thermos. And then he like hit me with, he hit me up and he was like, well, so tell me really what do you think of the movie? And I said, I think we made a good movie, I think
obviously, bro.
I think we made a good movie. Well, no. Obviously.
He was just like, hey, I was so used to you coddling me for the better part of a year. Maybe you could continue doing it now that you're not working anymore.
So my response was, I think we made a good movie. I was like, I think we made a good movie. And then his response was, oh, really? Because I wanted to make a great movie.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you don't get to decide that, dude. And we don't get to decide that. We don't get to decide that. Like, even if I think it's a great movie, who the fuck cares what I think, bro? Like, it's not going to matter what I think. What I think doesn't matter. It's the only thing that matters is the people for whom we made it. And that really bothered him. He was like really disturbed by it. I was like, dude, that's how this works. I mean, are you kidding me, bro? I mean, how many filmmakers have, are fucking curled up in the corner of a room right now, just, their thumb in their mouth because they thought they made a great movie until it got released.
Yeah.
And everybody said, nah. Fucking Francis Ford Coppola released his masterpiece to fucking Eggs and Tomatoes. I think
it's like such a super important and underrated like skill is to decide in your life, like, where does your validation come from? Because there he had completed an impossible task, right?
Yeah.
He had a movie that was finished and ready for release. That is fucking incredible. And he still didn't feel like his achievement was valid. And he had to keep like scooping the bottom of the barrel to like see whether he could find some validation from elsewhere. It's just crazy to me. It's so sad. It's so sad when people are so like they're so wrapped up in external validation.
Yeah.
That they have to like solicit it all the time when really like they should just be satisfied with their own accomplishments.
Well, and you just have to be like, I think when you put something out, if you have the privilege of being able to put something out into the world, I don't care how, you've relinquished all of your, any emotional protection around it.
Yeah. And that's a very mature perspective.
Yeah.
What's also a mature perspective is like, I don't give a fuck how it does out there. I feel accomplished that I pursued a goal and I achieved it and it turned out fucking awesome. And I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of my team, and I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah.
Like both of those are really great options, but that he was like that after all that he had accomplished, that he was like, oh, bummer. Just because you didn't say the right word to him. It's just really fragile.
Well, and just obviously, I mean, I think, it was flattering on the one hand, because I think on the one hand, he was like, hey, if Dale thinks it's great, maybe it is great. Do you know what I mean? Like I mentored him through the movie.
Right.
And I meant a great deal to him through that process.
Yeah, but he should also know that you're just a really measured person I know that Alan comes out eventually, but sometimes.
Alan.
But usually like you don't say things are great ever. You're like, oh, it's good, like that's just that's how you talk about everything. Like you're never so like hyperbolic.
Yeah.
He was looking for hyperbole from the wrong person. It's funny.
Erica said that she heard half of the gavel gavel and it was good, but the other half was behind a paywall, so she didn't get to hear it, but thought that it sounded great. You see what I'm saying? Like as far as Patreon and like how we handle this, because we don't have the super chats now, is like I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to set, and it's not a slight on gavel gavel. Everybody has their model and whatever works,
Yeah, he's obviously a successful podcaster.
He's very successful, one of the most successful podcasters out there. So like the guy's a career podcaster. He knows how the game's played, but I still don't.
But like, see how
I don't want to build like
see how
barriers.
he lost a listener.
Yeah.
Right, because he paywalled half of his content.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that. I just feel like I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to go pursue the paywall. Or like I'll just move on to something else. I mean, it's such a saturated place, podcasts and stuff.
It is a conundrum though, because like if you're like looking for that kind of support on the one hand, and on the other hand, you also want to deliver something for it. So, we'll figure it out. But that's the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to create a barrier for people to like be. One thing I would hate is like, oh yeah, you liked the first half of something we did, and now no, you don't, not unless you pony up, pal. And I just feel like that's not the kind of content creator I want to be. That doesn't mean I'll be a sustainable content creator, and I guess that's what I have to consider most of all. But if I want to continue,
I think the easiest way to do that is just to have ads. So then everybody gets to hear everything that you produce, and nobody ever has to jump through any hoops to obtain it. They just have to skip through some ads for a minute here and there.
Yeah. Exactly. Well,
which is annoying, but that's how people get paid.
Yeah. Chris Brennan's an astrologer we follow, and he has an interesting model because what he does is he does the lives on Patreon for his Patreons, and then he reposts the entire episode later.
Yeah, so nobody misses anything.
But he's not doing things that are so timely as we are. Like we're catching headlines, we're chasing ambulances.
Got a finger on the pulse.
Got a finger on the pulse. Speaking of having a finger on the pulse,
got our ear to the rails.
Want to hear the craziest, weirdest story that just popped?
The craziest, weirdest story
that just popped on.
Is it upsetting? Because I don't think I can handle.
No, it's crazy and weird. It's not upsetting. And weird?
Okay. Is it a Florida man?
Do you know who John Travolta is?
I know who John Travolta is. I don't know him personally.
He got the fever. Remember that?
Oh, that one Saturday night.
He got on a Saturday night. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
John Travolta's youngest kid is Riley Keough's biological son, says a lawsuit. John Travolta and his late wife, Kelly Preston, had 3 children together, but their youngest kid is biologically a Presley. This according to a bombshell legal document. Wait a minute.
There was an affair?
This just dropped, and I fucking
just before my life. He had an affair? There was a love child? Is this what's happening?
No, listen. Priscilla Presley's former business partner, Bridget Cruz, is currently suing Priscilla's son, Navarone Garcia, for breach of contract. But what's way more interesting in the new legal docs filed in this case is that Cruz alleges John and Kelly used Riley Keough's eggs to give birth.
John and Kelly is John Travolta.
John Travolta and
Kelly
Preston used Riley Keough's eggs to give birth to their son, Ben.
So they wanted a Presley?
It gets weird. Listen to this. In the papers, Cruz alleges that Michael Lockwood, Lisa Marie Presley's ex-husband, told her Kelly had been unable to bear her own children. Cruz claims John and Kelly previously used Lisa Marie's eggs to get pregnant, but they no longer wanted Lisa eggs because they didn't want eggs with heroin on them.
I don't think it works that way.
I don't want the ones with the heroin on them.
Ooh, you got heroin on those ones?
No. Well, they're Scientologists. So they have like big grudge against.
Yeah, I know, but it's so stupid.
Is that fucking
work
weird?
That way.
I don't know how these people.
She was born with those eggs, right?
I don't know how people deal with like the stupidity of pretty much everything.
Weird. Okay,
it's unclear whether or not Lisa Marie or Lisa Marie's eggs ever produced a child. Like if you're a Travolta kid, you're like, oh my God.
Am I a Presley?
Who am I? Who are you? What the fuck happened? Who was involved in me?
Also, how strange. Like what a weird, like late in the seasons of a soap opera plot is this, where it's like paternity arguments, and one of them is a Elvis Presley's, great grandchild.
Here's where it gets weird because you just, like where's the money go? Where's all the money? However, Cruz claims a deal was orchestrated where Riley, one of Lisa Marie's daughters, gave her eggs to Travolta. Here.
Yeah.
What?
I knew somebody who went
in a carton?
What's strange is that I knew somebody who went through the process of egg harvesting because apparently you can make a lot of money doing it. Yeah. She was like super broke. It was really sad.
Yeah.
But she had to go through this whole series of like months and months of injections, and she had to constantly get monitored. And then she had to go in for harvest. It was like a horrible invasive surgery that she had to do. I can't imagine that these rich people are doing this for each other.
Well, here's what's interesting about it because here's the arrangement.
Wow.
This is what I mean by like, where's all the money? Like we're talking about.
This is such gossip.
Isn't it just awful? And we're also talking about somebody like who makes like, or should be around money. However, Cruz claims that the deal was orchestrated where Riley, one of Lisa Marie's daughters, gave her eggs to Travolta so that Kelly could give birth to Ben, who is now 15. Like, first of all, like if you wrote this in a book, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, exactly. So this 15-year-old kid is walking around in a Travolta family, And now he's being
He's
told
now learning
through a legal
that he's
filing
a
that
Presley.
doesn't even involve him that he's a Presley.
Dude, if I were him, I'd just lure her up right away. Oh, really? How much is that worth?
How much of Graceland do I get?
Right. Cruz claims Riley was given an old Jaguar and paid $10,000 to $20,000 for the deal.
Oh, that's really cheap.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is up with the money?
I think that's what my dirtbag friend who was like barely, housed when she sold her eggs out of desperation, and that's what they paid her. But it's a really horrible scam for people who are doing it for money. So what happened to her was that she ended up donating the eggs, and then because of the injection, they're like hormone injections or something, she had a really terrible side effect, and she ended up having to go to the hospital for treatment, and that was not covered at all by anybody. So she basically took a huge risk in her health, and then she ended up with a ton of hospital bills. So all that money she got, she had to spend on her hospital bills.
I'm not getting into the rumors that went around John Travolta in the 90s. This guy, the weirdest shit follows him. That's all I can say.
Travolta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just rumors.
Well, I mean, you're kind of fucking asking for it if you want to like harvest eggs from the Presley family with all their drama.
I'll give you this old Jaguar.
This isn't the only thing that's going on with them.
Like, how does that deal even come about? Yeah, we need some good eggs. You're a good egg.
So Lisa Marie Presley died, and then Priscilla Presley's putting out this memoir.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was a lot of contentious arguing about who was going to control the Lisa Marie assets.
Yeah.
Whether it was going to go to her daughter, Riley, or whether it was going to go to the, Presley estate that Priscilla still ran.
Yeah.
And so they've been litigating for a long time, and that's gotten really sloppy. This is pretty juicy.
According to Cruz, Lockwood told her that her son was so destitute that he had resorted to eating dog food and wanted to use his secret about John Travolta to orchestrate a settlement for himself and his daughters.
So they're saying that all of this is a big scam.
Cruz claims Lockwood was incessant, telling her John needed to help her salvage his career amid claims of sexual assault against other men. The docs include handwritten notes, a handwritten note with words, California Fertility Partners, Ben Travolta, and Kelly Preston carried baby scribbled on it. And they
wait.
It's just like a fridge note.
A fridge note?
Yeah. I mean, it's just,
that's what they have for evidence? Wait, back up. He was eating dog food? Why does he have that in illegal filing?
I guess because he wants... This is what...
Have you ever been so poor that you...
Lockwood.
Dale, have you ever been so poor that you had to eat dog food?
I've been so poor that I've not eaten dog food. I went days without food, but I didn't.
You know what's weird about dog food? It's expensive.
It's not... Yeah, I guess. Well,
like
20 pounds.
There are cans of food for people that are cheaper than dog food.
Yeah, you can eat ramen noodles instead of dog food. That's a horseshit thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you couldn't buy the dog food, you were like, hey, there's nothing else left but the dog food. You look at the dog, you look at the food, you look at the dog, you look at the food.
It's weird.
They also included a text exchange where it looks like Ben Travolta is referred to as Priscilla's beautiful great-grandson. Priscilla's attorney, Marty Singer was the partner of Jay Lavely, who sued me. Mm-hmm. Marty Singer was a lawyer we actually met with back in the day to sue Leo, and did so in order to try to render Marty Singer unavailable to Leo for conflict of interest.
That's interesting. So if you have a
meeting... So it was more of a strategy than anything, because he's a really badass attorney.
So if you have a meeting with a lawyer and you tell them your story, they can no longer meet with your opponent?
Yeah.
That's neat.
If you have a long, tell me your story and I'll see if I'll take your case meeting, they can't hear the story from the other side and take that case. No, that would be they'd be removed from the case for conflict. Priscilla's attorneys, Marty Singer and Wayne Harmon, tell TMZ after losing motion after motion in the case and unsuccessfully seeking to have Presley's counsel of record, Marty Singer disqualified from representing her in this matter. Bridget Cruz, Kevin Felco, and their co-conspirators have demonstrated that there is no bar too low, no ethical line that they are unwilling to cross in an effort to cause further pain to Priscilla Presley and her family.
It sounds like it to me.
What a bunch of bonkers shit, bro.
Erica says that this whole thing seems very sketchy to me.
Yeah, right? It's very sketchy. I mean, look, man, these are some bad actors for sure. And I'm not even talking about John Travolta's talent. No, he's a good actor. I kid the guy who was in Gotti.
Face Off.
I love that movie.
Is it good?
You've never seen it?
No, it looks so fucking cheesy.
Oh my God, it's great.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it's great. I mean,
Anybody else like Face Off?
The premise,
Cosmic Urgency, you gotta like Face Off.
The premise is so bonkers.
You
I
won't
was
like
like,
it,
okay, I'm gonna skip this one. I'll watch Face Off with you. Is it a Christmas movie?
Kind of, sort of.
When are we gonna start watching our Christmas movies?
I don't know. Yeah, see, Erica loved Face Off.
Kindly DiCaprio says, "Can people eat dog food?"
Certainly, people can eat anything. Will they live?
Man.
That's a different question. Face Off was it was like, to me, I love that movie. Let me see, Travolta and Nick Cage, both were great. John Woo directed.
John Woo directed Face Off.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's worth watching now that you've convinced me.
oh, Nick Cassavetes is in it, and I didn't even realize.
Cosmic Urgency said, "Never heard of Gavel Gavel. Is that a court show?"
Yes, it is. Well, no, it's not. It's actually a couple, just like me and Angela. And
Are they in a relationship, or are they just?
They're married.
Oh, okay.
And they talk about court cases, and they're covering Lively v. Baldoni.
Yeah,
and they asked me to come on their show as an outstanding expert in the field of Baldoni and
I think he typically
Baldoni.
He'll interview lawyers. I think before this case started, that's usually what it was.
Yeah, they bring on lawyers to go over it to, laymanize, filings and court proceedings and, rulings, judgments, et cetera, et cetera. No, he just had me on because they said they mentioned my name on, or they put some of my content on one of their shows once. And I reached out to them and I was like, "Hey man, I got a crazy story. You want to hear it?" And then like 2 months later, they're like, "Yeah, sure. We're bored. We can listen to you now." No, they were really kind. They were really nice. It was a good time. I really enjoyed the interview. I thought they were, they kept the show moving,
Yeah. They're really good at what they do. I really recommend listening to their show. They got their finger on the pulse too.
Face Off gets a 4.3 out of 10, Angela. We have to watch Face Off. I know we're watching One Battle After Another this weekend, but what else are we going to watch?
Face Off.
We could.
My question to you, before you went and talked about something else, was when are we supposed to start watching Christmas movies?
I don't know. You're supposed to now.
Is it just the week
after
of
Thanksgiving?
Christmas?
After Thanksgiving. Oh my God, we saw the worst trailer. Well, it's not the worst trailer, but the Jimmy Stewart. Oh my God. Did you see the Jimmy movie trailer?
Guys, they're making a Jimmy Stewart bio movie. And they found an actor that sounds just like him, but he doesn't really look like him.
Does a masterful impersonation, but it's not really though. Like, I mean, maybe it is, but in the trailer,
God, the trailer looks
it's just
so
like him doing
bad.
Like the kind of an impersonation a comic might.
Yes, yeah. He sounds like he's doing an impersonation, and he's doing it well. But like, I mean, I guess Jimmy Stewart was such a cartoon. I don't know why anybody thinks that they can make a bio of him and not make it seem like a cartoon. Like, it doesn't work because he's such a strange speaker. Nobody ever sounded like him. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. Also, the trailer had like the really, really corny music the whole time.
Yeah, it's called Jimmy.
It's called Jimmy?
Which is another not good thing.
Oh my God. They made this whole like hero narrative about him, like reluctant hero or whatever, refusal of the call type shit. And that's cool, I guess, but it just seems like such a template. I'm shitting on it from the trailer. That's really ignorant of me. Maybe it'll be amazing. Maybe it's a tearjerker.
It's weird that they're plugging it early because I don't know. Maybe like you said, who's this for?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
When we watched the trailer.
When we watched the trailer, you're like, who did they make this movie for?
My mom, I guess.
All of the people I know that have now passed.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people who would fucking line the fuck up, who would like clog the halls.
It's a movie for boomers.
Yeah. For sure. So Jimmy Stewart is the most beloved of the Greatest Generation guys. Mm-hmm. All the boomers like looked up to Jimmy. It's like if we could all just be like Jimmy, we can't. So fuck it, we'll just consume and hoard everything.
Yeah. Cosmic Urgency said it's a Christian movie, isn't it?
Oh, it probably is.
That would explain it.
That would.
Also, there's this weird color that
they should make a racist movie about John Wayne.
Yeah, about how he's like a
Just a movie about racists. And
aggressively racist.
Call it Johnny.
What was I going to say?
You'll have to answer that question yourself.
God damn it.
I thought maybe what we could do tonight. I knew I was going to rip through my stories. I thought I had some really good stories tonight. Do you have anything else? Oh, we didn't talk about Sally Mae. What's her name? Sally Ray. What's her name?
Susie Wiles.
Susie Wiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I started to read the Vanity Fair article that apparently was, so the premise is that this reporter had been talking to Susie Wiles almost every day since before the election. Since before the election, all the way up until the present. Yeah. And she has been very forthright and honest with this one reporter, and they became friends, and they're framing themselves as kind of a confidant. Okay?
Yes.
So we're getting some like behind the scenes tidbits about Trump. Like one thing that she says uncritically, she says that what Trump always says to people is, I judge people by their genes. She just
he like Sydney Sweeney must clearly mean the genes they're wearing.
Oh my God.
And not by their genetic composition.
Oh, well, I don't know. I read it. It was spelled with a G.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, like so racist stuff.
Yeah. So he's basically like, I think the way that she intended for it to mean is that it's about like, there used to be this old saying that a person has pedigree, where if you come from a good family, meaning like if you're in the class, right? You're in that, the elite class or whatever, then you get to be in the room, you get to be at the table. But the way that he said genes, I was like, ooh. I mean, it's not a surprise that he's racist, but
no, I mean his
I judge people by their genes. Okay.
Mary Trump said that he dropped the N-word regularly or with some frequency.
It's really funny for somebody to say I judge people by their genes when his parents look like gargoyles, like literal carved from stone, fearsome gargoyles.
So there was this really cool video. There's this guy who.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it anymore?
I'm talking about. I think he's like, he might be on the spectrum. Who knows? But he plays video games, and I guess his younger sister.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. There's this TikTok account. Yeah. Where I'm sure you guys have seen this because it's a super popular account. Yeah. Where she will just ask her brother, who's this like nerdy. She'll ask her super smart brother, I think that's how she captions it, about whatever topic of the day. And he will just like go on a rant about it, but he only ever looks forward. He's playing a video game the whole time he's talking. And
he speaks like he's reading an article that he's writing in his head. Like
really, really eloquent.
It's like journalistic. I don't know about eloquence, maybe. Yeah. But like, it's like he's writing it. There's a certain amount of eloquence for sure. Anyway, he's entertaining to watch for sure. And I don't know his name or anything about him, but you can probably, if you haven't seen him, you will, because he's truly talented. He might even be savant-like. I mean, the kid was, I swear, I was like, wow, this kid is like, it's like I'm reading something from the Times. Mm-hmm. Like it was just, anyway, he went into this whole thing about it and talked about, I think it was him who talked about how it's just a scam, that this woman is one of the most diabolical politicians that has ever lived, that she has put some of the worst for humanity, human beings into office all the way up to the presidency, and that there is no fucking way on this planet Earth. He's much more eloquent. You're right. There's no fucking way on this earth that was going on as a like loose-lipped. I've been hanging out with this woman. I'm hanging out with this writer, and we're just having tea and coffee. Oh, did I say that?
Yeah.
Oops.
No, this is not an expose.
No.
It's being framed as an expose because they're, according to this kid, and I agree with this perspective, nothing that these people do isn't calculating. So if they're exposing some things about what's happening behind the scenes, it's because they're trying to launder that information through Vanity Fair in order to pad the landing. That something is going to come out, or some people they're just trying to normalize bad news by putting it through this reporter at the Vanity Fair first.
Well, what's so interesting about this kid's take on it, this super smart kid, is that he also spoke about Vanity Fair and how they're kind of like an easy to buy publication.
Yeah.
And what's so fucking interesting about that is because I have personal experience with Vanity Fair, who
they were easy to buy.
They wanted Leo. So this writer brought my story to Vanity Fair, right? Vanity Fair, and the Graydon Marsh was the editor-in-chief.
No, that's not his name.
Graydon somebody. What the fuck's his name? He's a big shot. Canadian guy, super eccentric, whatever. Former...
Graydon Carter.
Graydon Carter? Really?
Yep.
Huh. So Graydon Carter...
He has really zany hair. Do you ever see this picture?
Yeah, Graydon Carter. Oh, yeah, that's him. What a fucking batshit individual this one is. Born in Toronto. And he was the editor-in-chief of Vanity Fair. And so what happened was this writer approaches me and says, hey, I'm writing for Vanity Fair and I want to do a story on you. And I was like, holy fuck, that was my dream. And what's funny about that is, I like telling this story, actually, it's perfect timing for this. But so when I first came out with my open letter in 2014 to Leonardo DiCaprio, the first person I wanted to reach out to was Nancy Jo Sales. Nancy Jo Sales was famous for coining the term pussy posse. She coined that in a New York Magazine article that she had written in the early 2000s.
About Leo and his friends doing the New York nightlife.
New York nightlife.
Yeah. So she was like, there are this group, this gang, this
debauchery,
pussy posse.
Yeah, this debacle of...
Yeah, that goes clubbing together.
Yeah. And in that article, she coined pussy posse. So I was like, well, and it was not a favorable article for Leo whatsoever. And also she mentioned Don's Plum in that article. So I felt like I could approach her. So I tracked her down. Oddly enough, it wasn't that difficult. And I wrote to her. And I said, and what I learned at the time was that when I reached out to her in 2014, she was writing for Vanity Fair. She was also working with Sofia Coppola on a movie adaptation of her book. She had written some book about some teenagers doing shit.
Yeah, it was the Bling Ring.
The Bling Ring, that's right. Exactly right. Great memory. So then, so I agreed to do the story. I'm like, I would fucking love to do a story of Vanity Fair. Of course, I'm going to do Vanity Fair. 100%. Yes, please. Yes, Jesus. So then it gets delayed.
No. You got lost. Nancy Jo Sales was talking to you.
So, right. Thank you very much. When I went to Nancy Jo Sales, I reached out to her. Her response to me was, I'm glad you're speaking out and protecting yourself. Like I'll sort of paraphrase it, but she was congratulatory or supportive in my effort, but said, no chance you'll ever be on Vanity Fair. And then explained why, which was all basic, like publicity corruption, right? Like,
yeah, what we know now.
They're in bed with the movie business. They're
right.
in bed with the producers and in bed with the studios. Like there's no fucking chance.
The publicists. Yeah.
Or the studio heads because they're buying because of ads. So it's just like she said specifically that it was like just the whole gamut. She was like, you're just not going to penetrate this.
Like you'll never be able to put out bad news about a big movie star
about
because
Leonardo
there's
DiCaprio.
too many people interested in squashing that kind of story.
Way too many people interested in squashing that story. It's a wrap for you, buddy. It's a wrap. Fuck. So then, cut to whatever years later, and I get the call from the writer for Vanity Fair. So I'm like, holy fuck, I'm going to be in Vanity Fair. This is amazing. We're going to do this shit. He goes back to pitch the story. They're interested in the story. He comes back. He goes, they're interested in the story. And, I'm getting a big word count. Like it's going to be a big, big story. I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. He and I start collaborating on what the story is going to be contextually, right? Like where and what in the story of Don's Plum will he focus on? And we agreed that the one story that hadn't been told was the story that I tell about Tommy Maguire, the one you can now read in my book. This was the story I was giving him, right? Mm-hmm. Sans the almond milk incident. And so a longer story shortened, this guy ends up putting me on these delays and all this crazy shit. First of all, so
you're saying that the story was getting obstructed and you got the sense that
I actually got it wrong. What happened was by the time he got to me, which was several months after the Revenant and all the big hit stuff, like the Heat happened, that's when he was interested, when the Revenant came out and all this other stuff. But what he told me, I couldn't believe he told me this, by the way, was that Graydon Carter wouldn't let him write the story at that time because he wanted Leonardo DiCaprio, who was up for the Oscar for the Revenant and the eventual winner, at his Vanity Fair party. So he was like, he
wanted him to attend the party, so he was going to squash your negative story about him.
Exactly right.
To do him a favor.
That's right. So then the fucking guy writes the story because so what happened, what I get told is that Leo didn't show up or was there for a minute and left. And so Graydon Carter was fucking furious about it. He was like, calls up the writer who is...
He's like, run it.
Yeah. Chris Lee is the writer. He calls up Chris Lee and he's like, yeah, we're going to do your fucking story. And not only that, but we're going to run it on the fucking .com and we're going to put it in the magazine. So I get this fucking totally exuberant call from the writer saying, dude, fucking Leo pissed off Graydon and this thing is going to go... Like, this is the fucking shit you got to deal with when you're fucking dealing with publicity, bro.
Yeah, impossible.
So then I end up, he ends up writing the article, and it to me was a complete total fucking abomination of the article that we had collaborated on writing and the one for which I spent many hours feeding him as much information and paths to corroborate my claims as much as possible, so on and so forth. Then he writes this garbage article. I read it. He writes me back and he says, hey, I want to know what you thought of the article. I responded. I said it was fucking an embarrassment. This was an embarrassment for me. This was nothing that we talked about, so on and so forth. And I just unloaded on him. I was also right in the, like, probably peaking at my depression at this point. So he responded. And I didn't read his response for 2 years. That's how upset I was at him and at the article. It took me 2 years to open up that email, literally. And I only opened it because I got contacted by the New York Post to do the documentary. And when I did, the pitch from the New York Post was, this is no fucking bullshit that you got in the Vanity Fair. We're going to tell your side of the story, which was the big selling point for the New York to do the New York Post piece in the first place. So then I finally opened up this email after 2 fucking years of not reading it. And in the email, he tells me after this was in response to me telling him that I thought the fucking article was a joke and an abomination of the article that he and I discussed and worked on for 12 or 13 hours. And he said, he went into detail talking about how the article was obstructed by the publicists, how they changed it fundamentally, and how he had no say in it, and that it disappointed him too.
You know, it's so weird because since we've learned so much,
direct fucking interference and collusion with his publicists.
Yeah, we've learned so much from Blake Lively's filings and the evidence that we've found from the Baldoni case that like we've literally seen the conversations between the writers of these articles and the publicists. And it's so interesting to see what happens on the other side of what happened to you.
It was very eye-opening. Even like the New York Post, because the New York Post, they did a trade-off with Leo's publicist, I allege.
Right.
That they did, because they did this total like hit piece article on Don's Plum that they released at the exact same time as they released The Curse of Don's Plum, the documentary. So anyway, thoroughly interesting stuff, I thought, and very believable in terms of the Vanity Fair.
Yeah, well, we're seeing how that happens.
Role that this like person was like sort of like, so they were saying like Susie was working in concert with the Vanity Fair writer and the editors and it's just basically a big collaboration of misinformation that they're using to do things like soft land the Epstein files, for example, because I guess she mentions things about the Epstein files that he's in them. Mm-hmm. So to soft land that, but then tries to say that there's nothing there that indicates that he did anything, that there was any wrongdoing. And then it was interesting because like one of the points was that she also, to help soften the landing, mentioned that Bill Clinton was also mentioned, but was also not accused of, or where there was any evidence revealing that he had in any way participated inappropriately in any of the activities between Epstein and Epstein's victims. So
sure. Do you believe it?
I mean, just a fucking no, I don't believe it. No, I don't fucking believe it. No, I believe what she's saying, because I know that that Vanity Fair, colluded with the guy I was fucking writing about, the guy I was doing the article about, who had wronged me, who had taken from my life so much, and then they colluded with him on my own fucking story and fucked me. You know, it's part of why I started this goddamn channel, because...
Yeah, because you're like, everybody else that I trust to tell my story tells a completely different story.
Every single time I told my story to a reporter, to a podcast, or to whatever, they fucking... Andy Signor. I mean, my first interview was with Andy Signor was when he did Hugging the Cactus. And in that interview, I'm fucking yelling at him at one point because I'm like, dude, you're just repeating everything you're reading. You're not fucking... You don't know anything. Because he was like, well, that doesn't line up with the facts, or, that doesn't comport with the facts, Dale, because isn't it true you turned a short into a feature? An actual fucking impossibility.
I saw somebody today say that that even though we're all like dogpiling on Andy Signor and everybody that is pro Baldoni, you know,
Yeah.
that maybe we should reconsider this this fight that Popcorn Planet is engaging in, because isn't it kind of bad that we're not extending journalism privileges to people who have YouTube channels just because they don't have a website and they're not like legacy media, or they don't have a job at a media organization, you know, like a news organization or something, you know? One of the reasons why he said they're saying that he doesn't get this journalistic privilege is because he's not in an organization that makes him a journalist. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But this person was saying, like, shouldn't we kind of want him to prevail on this argument? And a bunch of people are like, well, no, he's not a journalist.
He's not a journalist. In fact, we desperately want him to not prevail.
Yes.
That we don't want the clownery
I know.
of journalism anymore in our country and in our fucking feeds. We want people, when
The
it comes to
clownery of
journalism.
journalism?
Yeah, we don't want these clowns.
Not that journalism is clownery. You're saying people who
We don't
pose,
want clowns in journalism.
people who pose as journalists, but they have no integrity.
Exactly.
Right.
We want writers, we want journalists, we want people who are actually doing the job of journalism and doing it with reasonable objectivity. You know, I mean, not without, you know, I'm not saying like, let's get rid of flair and style and whatever else, but come on, man, fucking real.
Get real.
Is Jimmy a Christian movie? Oh my God. Of course it is. Well, that would make sense. Oh, they'll love it.
Yeah, that's true. They
They'll
love
go out
that.
in droves. It's their new fucking.
Everything makes so much more sense. Now I don't have the same criticisms of that trailer, knowing what it is. You know, they love to glorify war too. Like the whole premise is that Jimmy Stewart really, really wanted to go to war, but he was too big of a star. And it's just like, what? Why are we telling these narratives now? This is not the same. Like, I know that back then, maybe there were wars worth fighting, maybe. But certainly not now. Why are we telling that story now?
Do you want to know my least favorite word that shows up in Variety all the time? Titular. In the titular role. I just don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, how else are you supposed to say that, though?
Title role. Just say it in the title role or the
yeah,
starring
okay.
role, or, you know, why titular?
My least favorite word that seems to be gaining popularity is tout. Touting. I can't stand that word.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like, you know how you make fun of Todd Beckman's name by calling him Towd? It's like that every time.
Towd.
You make fun of it because it sounds ridiculous the way he spells his name Tawd when his name's Todd. Right? But
Yes.
people say touting and I'm like, yeah, it sounds ridiculous. Stop saying that word.
Yes, the Jimmy movie. Oh, well, maybe not. Oh, fuck, I don't know. This was saying 2013. All right, let's do some chat. Have we done the chat? I love a small group. Are you guys still friends? Not really, no. I was like, Dale, what's Dale's problem, bro? He's not friends with anybody with whom he's ever worked. No, not really. I'm
Are
not
you
friends
allowed
with
to
those
say
guys.
what happened?
No. I don't need to get into any of that, but I'll just say that with that goes, you know, like a lot of, you know, no, I'm not friends with those guys. Listen, they're Trump supporters mostly, and I just that is like a wall that wall got erected while we were making the movie, and because he ran and he ended up winning just as we were going into post production, and his first term, and Donald Trump was dividing me and the director Matt.
Yeah.
Quite.
You're like,
his
oh,
religion
man.
already was, because evangelical
Yeah, right.
Christianity is not something I can
Align with?
No, I just not in any
Right.
way. You know, like we stayed at one guy's house, and on his coffee table he had a book by Donald Trump, which is not real, and then he had another book by the disgraced Fox guy. What's his name?
Bill O'Reilly.
Bill fucking Riley, the guy who had to pay $20 million to a woman to shut up.
No, he didn't.
$20 million.
You don't pay $20 million to somebody if all you want them to do is not speak. $20 million,
$20 million
means that you really harmed that person.
Dude,
Somehow you fucked up $20 million worth.
20 million on a fucking discrete settlement.
Oh my God.
$20 million. And that guy's on the table.
So you're buying silence and a whole lot more.
And a whole lot more.
Unbelievable.
Fucking unreal.
$20 million. That guy's probably a monster.
I mean, it's just only your imagination can tell. So anyway, yeah. So me and the small group guys kind of parted on that note, really. Like we became like
It's
I
okay.
said,
We can move on.
I was hanging on and people were grabbing my hands and making me pray and stuff.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
keep going on about the handle.
very invasive stuff.
It's really funny too because I always imagine when you get when you talk about how upset you were that people were holding hands, that maybe like you just have this problem with everybody, like that we can't even hold hands. Like if I reached for your hand, you'd be like, "Ha!"
Hey,
What would your reaction be? Do it again.
no, I can't. You can't get replays like that. I'm a spontaneous guy. Erica says Face Off and Gone in 60 Seconds are the best Nick Cage movies. Well,
I haven't seen that one either.
you haven't seen Gone in 60
Are
Seconds?
we supposed? Can we do a double feature?
Well, but I've seen those, and there's so many Nick Cages to choose from.
Oh yeah, we have to see
What's
the
your
one.
favorite Nick Cages? Do you have a favorite Nick Cage as we sit here?
But we have to watch the one with Pedro, the new one.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Apparently, it's a really good movie. It's
Yeah,
not
we
that
should
new.
do
It's
that.
like fucking 6 years old or something.
My favorite Nick Cage movie of all time is Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will stand on business. That's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time of any genre, but of Nick Cage movies, it's definitely my number one. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, he was in was it Wild at Heart?
Shannon says Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue got married.
That's a good one.
He's playing Elvis, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wild at Heart, yeah.
Yep.
Laura Dern, I think.
Oh, also, I really liked Bringing Out the Dead. I know that a lot of people don't like that one, but I thought
I
it
never
was
saw
great.
that.
That's Nick Cage plays a ambulance driver, EMT guy, who's like kind of losing his mind a little. We can watch that again. I'll watch it again.
Oh, yeah, he did the Wim Wenders remake too, didn't he?
What's that?
Breathless remake. So my favorite is, I'd probably say that my favorite is Raising Arizona.
Yeah, it's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
It is so
But I haven't seen all of them,
weird.
so but my best that I've seen is Raising Arizona. My second best would be his Oscar-winning performance in what's that one? Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, right.
Leaving Las Vegas, he was just a revelation.
I actually, that
was a force
belongs
in
on my list too.
He was so brilliant in that movie. That movie was so shocking.
We should have a Nick Cage-a-thon.
Beautifully
Maybe that's what we'll
sad
do
and
for
beautiful.
December instead of Christmas movies.
We could do some Nick Cage stuff around here.
It's a Nick Cage-miss.
Wrong Mandy and Con Air, says Lemon Cake.
Oh, Mandy, that's supposed to be really good.
I never saw it. I don't know it. I never even heard of it. That's Nick Cage is like just one step below Eric Roberts for.
You can't keep up anymore because he does too much now.
What is it?
Prolific.
No, I'm trying to turn that into
Proliferation.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to do that. Did you see Elvis and did you like it? I didn't see it. We have to see it.
Yeah, we got to watch it. I also want to watch Priscilla.
I want to see Elvis more because
That's another double feature
because of that performance. Maybe that's what we'll watch. Maybe we'll watch Elvis this weekend with all this.
We have to watch it with Priscilla as a double feature.
Okay.
We can't just watch it alone because I won't be satisfied.
I'd rather like double feature it, like where I'm not doing double Elvis.
Why?
Because, bro, it's like a lot.
Then
of
it's not a
Elvis.
double feature. You got to curate your double features.
I know,
I
but
feel
we could
very
do
strongly
like
about this.
we could do the Doors or something. You know. Okay. Can people eat dog food? I do believe they can. I just don't think they should.
Kindly DiCaprio has an interesting question.
Yeah. Okay.
If not the Pussy Posse,
Yeah.
what did you guys call yours? Did you give yourselves a name?
No.
Or was there no name?
No name.
Yeah, because why would you have a name?
Well, we weren't a thing either. Nobody was
So
calling us
weird.
anything. We were just
It's
friends.
so, I don't know where it came from, but somebody said that they started to call themselves the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, they
because
did to
didn't
try
this-
and to rebrand.
But why would you even do it at all instead of saying, no, there's no name? That's
I know
stupid.
it's like admitting that you are the fucking
That you're a-
immature adolescent shits that they
exact-
say you are.
Wolf Pack is
We're
also
not the Pussy Posse. We're the Wolf Pack. Ooh. Like,
so stupid.
you know, they probably got T-shirts and tattoos.
Matching tattoos on their
We
butts.
didn't call ourselves anything. No, they got called something. They didn't call themselves anything either until they got called it by someone else. You know.
The Given.
Oh my God, Shannon just called me out for saying I got to read David Stutman's email.
Oh.
Oh, you still have to read the email from that guy who happens to be the guy with whom we went through this whole lawsuit with.
Yeah.
I got to figure that out. You're right.
Yeah, but you want to plan to do it, right?
Somebody says, The Given. Hello, The Given. It's good to see you. Says, when all this is sorted, can we get a Don's Plum Criterion release or any HD distribution? It is my dream to get a Criterion release. What I really want to do is I want to get a fucking negative and I want to recut. I want to get the sound right because I
Because
love
the
Artie.
sound
I
sucks.
love Artie Robb, and I think Artie Robb did a great job on Don's Plum. I'll defend his work till my dying day, but they messed up the sound after I left Denmark. You know, I had to rush out of Denmark because my then wife had a nervous breakdown because all of our money had fallen apart. I wasn't making any money for years on Don's Plum. I'm just the brokest dude, and then I just don't know how to make money, and then.
Me neither, man.
And then
We're
my
too
wife's
busy
boss
to
started bouncing her checks. So we were in Denmark and everything felt like just everything was falling apart. And I was in Denmark working on Don's Plum. We were on the sound mix at the time. And I had to bail because my wife had a nervous breakdown and I had to go get a day job. I told a little story yesterday about me sitting in that booth for 3 solid weeks, not making a dime. That was me coming right back from Don's Plum and living in this like weird reality where I was just hanging out with Lars von Trier and sitting in the commissary with people like fucking Bjork and Harmony Korine. And then I'm fucking, who was the guy who just died? Love him.
Udo Kier.
Udo Kier was there a couple of times.
And he was just like looming around.
Thomas
like this.
Vinterberg. Like I'm in this like world of like, movie business. And then I got transported into a fucking sales job. It was an absolute fucking nightmare. I don't know why I digressed into that, but a Criterion Collection is my absolute dream for Don's Plum right now. My new dream for Don's Plum. But my first dream is to recut it, do a limited theatrical, maybe some Saturday midnight screenings or something. That would be my dream. Like we don't buy lottery tickets, but the lottery is $1.25 billion. I'm like, hey, I look like a billionaire sometimes.
I definitely act like a billionaire.
Like on like Sunday when no one's looking, you know?
No, it's true. We act like billionaires. We eat delicious food.
Yeah.
That is prepared by loving hands, which happen to be our own.
Yes.
We take naps in the midday. Billionaires get to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we have a good life.
Living large, bro.
Yeah, we do. We have a billionaire relationship for real. Like our relationship is so great. But we bought lottery tickets. I never do, but I did because it's $1.25 billion. And I was like, I'll take my 380 million, 1 in 380 million shot, I think it is, to win. So
now that you've won,
the drawing's tonight, and I'm going to do a movie studio. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sue Leo. It's the first thing I'm going to do. So I'm going to sue Leo. I'm going to sue Toby. I'm going to sue Kevin. I'm going to sue everybody. I'm going to go get me a Gottlieb. Maybe Gottlieb himself. Hello, sir. How much do you need? Let me just count it out for you right now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to hire that dude and we're going to go and we're going to fucking get the movie back. That's what we're going to do. It's not about like I don't care. Obviously, if I won the lottery and there was $500 million in my bank, I'm clearly not going to give a shit about Leonardo DiCaprio's money. All I'm going to be after is getting the record and the legacy right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's great.
I want to get the legacy right.
No, you should sue him for $1.
Oh, Moonstruck is a great idea. And Birdie is another one.
Ooh, that's
fucking cosmic urgency dropping them. But Moonstruck's
a good one.
He was brilliant in Moonstruck.
That's
I
true.
mean, I say he was brilliant. I saw it again and it was really good. The character is really eccentric. And it's really big. And it's got that like that Nick Cagey, that, what is it? I guess he's like an overactor a bit, a little bit like very verbose. Anyway, very verbose. No? And yeah, man, Moonstruck is a great choice. I love that movie. Cher was so great in that. Isn't Danny Aiello in that? He's one of my favorites of all time. Danny
Aiello?
Yeah, man, that dude fucking, come on. Do the Right Thing. 3 movies, Do the Right Thing, Moonstruck, Jacob's Ladder.
Danny Aiello in Jacob's Ladder is it's such a smart casting and performance.
One of my favorite characters of all time.
Because it's so clear he's supposed to be playing like a guardian angel or something.
Yeah.
But they don't like put it straight into your face, Like they don't put fucking wings on him or some shit.
Brilliant.
It's so fucking great.
Until there's that moment where you're in the movie where you're like, oh, no way.
So smart.
That movie, bro. If you guys have not seen Jacob's Ladder, you should watch it on a loop for like a week. It's just brilliant.
Mr. Hands 57 said, got around to seeing Small Group, and despite the lack of Blind Boy, it's a solid flick.
Thanks.
Do you know what that is?
No.
You lacked Blind Boy? It's in caps, Blind Boy.
Blind Boy.
What is that?
I don't know.
Somebody somebody in the chat maybe understands this reference. Maybe Mr. Hands 57 can enlighten us.
Well, thank you for saying so. I'll tell you what, small group is, here's why I'm proud of small group, because I basically like architected that movie from like a first draft from a guy who's never written a screenplay in his life, who's never made a movie in his life. And I ended up like promoting him, it's a great little story actually, right? This producer who was going to produce me in a movie that I was making, I wanted to do him a favor because he was investing in Never Say Goodbye, which is going to be my next book, by the way. And so he was going to invest in this movie. And I said, look, as a favor, let me work on one of your scripts. I'm really good at developing writers. And really my greatest talent, I think, my best talent is developing talent itself. Like I'm just fucking awesome at taking people and their ideas and opening up the chambers of creativity that surround their idea for them, right? Just look at that door, go walk through that door. And all I do is I kind of jimmy it open with my own stupid ideas. Oftentimes they get the door open and they're like, no, but, and then they come up with their own ideas that are far greater and more congruent with their whole vision. It's really a dope process. And it's one where it's like constantly humbling for me. So it's a really cool process all in all. And so what was exciting was getting with this guy and like I took this guy from fucking, he ran a little marketing company in a small town. That's what he did. And we took this fucking script and we blasted on it for 18 months. I worked on it as a favor, bro. As a favor. I put hundreds of hours into this kid as a favor, not believing for a second that it would get made. And we ended up with this script that I finally, the sort of deal I made was, I'll work on this script for nothing, but you don't get to go out with it until I say it's ready. That was the only deal I was like, I'll do it for free, but you can't like circumvent me. It's got to be like, I get to decide when the script is done, not you. Because he was a first time writer, and they'll be like, nah, it's good enough. And they're like, no, it's fucking not. No, it's not. Wait till you shoot that. No, it's not. So even though I felt like we could have worked on the script for 3 or 6 more months, it got to the point where I thought he finally got there and we finished the script. We raised $600,000 for that fucking movie in like 3 months. That we just started sending it to like these people with pockets of money all around town, and Christians, and they're reading this thing and they were just crying and, oh my God, this movie. And so the guy for whom I did this favor, he wanted to hire a director. He wanted to put a whole new cast and he wanted to get a movie star in there or like some kind of name actor. And I was like, don't do that. You'll ruin your movie. Get a name actor in here. You got to, it's just, it becomes a much bigger problem than it's worth when you're dealing with movies under $1 million, unless you've got like real power behind it, distribution, so on and so forth. So I was able to get him off of that. But most importantly, what I was able to do was get him to promote the writer of the screenplay to director, because I'd done all this work with him and I knew I could produce him in a minute. So I was like, don't make movies, make directors, bro.
Yeah, that's smart.
Like, don't make movies. Why make a movie when you can make a director? It's like, yeah, you can go get a fucking, some guy you think is more qualified than the guy who wrote it. But I'm telling you right now that I developed this kid for 18 months and I know that I can produce him. He can be produced. Now, by the way, the person for whom I did this work had never produced a movie in his life either. It was,
so you were the only
I was
person
the
with
only one,
any experience.
Yeah.
That's so great.
So then what happened was, there was the lead, Sterling Hurst. I love this guy. Angela was, I brought Angela on as casting and I kind of gave Angela like a framework for casting. I was like, here's how I like casting to work. And you were like, oh, totally. I got it right away. And you just like right away picked up on it, understood exactly how to weight, like how I like talent weighed and then put your own flavor into it. You ended up coming up with some really great people through Breakdown Services and so on. You brought us Sterling Hurst. He actually auditioned for the role that is played by the director Matt Chastain right now. But I wanted him promoted to the main role, and so there was this actor that everybody wanted, who had ended up landing this big endorsement deal. Like he got like a commercial. He got like $3 million or something to do, like AT&T or whatever. And he was like, I can't do anything Christian or anything right now because so we ended up passing on this actor. I don't know if you remember that kid, but we were like just head over heels for him. He was brilliant. And we needed to make a decision fast on what to do. And so we promoted Sterling Hurst into the main role. And then I convinced my producing partner at the time to promote Matt Chastain into the role of Shane. So this kid, Matt, like had no experience, ended up writing, directing, and acting in it. And this is a great example of why he was able to pull that off and somebody like Justin Baldoni wasn't. And that's because they didn't have me. And I'm not, or somebody like me.
Well, Justin Baldoni had Alex Sachs. He just wasn't listening to her.
Well, I'm saying he didn't have somebody like me.
He made sure that Jamie Heath was in the role that you might have played, or that Alex Sachs might have done for him.
Yeah, the problem with Sachs was Jamie Heath. Interesting enough, the guy that I was helping out was like the Jamie Heath of Small Group. He was practically useless as a producer. He didn't matter to the production at all. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not trying to be harsh on the guy, but absolutely no job for him. Like, and no job.
It's not harsh to say that somebody's inexperienced and they can't do a job.
He just wasn't. He just didn't really. He just didn't really cut it, you know. And so, or it's not that he cut it. He's just like, I didn't need any help. I mean, I knew how to produce a movie. I didn't need his help. Anyway, it was just a cool. What I love most about that movie is that I was able to like take this talent and totally shape it all the way into director, star, and writer. So it was really fucking cool because I'd done a shit ton of development work up to that point, but I'd never ever taken somebody all the way to, you know, a small theatrical release. It was pretty dope. So I'm glad you watched it and enjoyed it. That's cool.
Kiki's asking, did you see Variety's actor on actor interviews series? This one with Jennifer Lawrence and Leo DiCaprio are together.
There's just no way I would be able to watch that.
Variety has clipped some segments that are unflattering to Leo, interesting in light of the power of PR agents. They've posted one clip on their Instagram where Lawrence says it's a shame Leo doesn't have a teenage daughter as he looks good with one. And Leo looked very uncomfortable. Oh my God. Wait a second. Why did Jennifer Lawrence decide to roast him?
Well,
and they're actors on actors.
She just like totally like
what the fuck?
Went up my fucking appreciation charts.
Okay, we have to see it now. Are you gonna watch it?
I guess I could. If there's any bits of him being humiliated, you know I'm gonna enjoy that. Only because he deserves it, man.
Well, because the guy's a fucking asshole and he ruined your life for nothing.
He fucking ruined my life.
He didn't even ask a goddamn question before he decided to go fucking nuclear
on
your career and
everything.
all of your relationships.
Millions of dollars,
so,
my entire future.
I think it's okay if you hate him forever.
I pretty much hate the guy. Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
have a really hard time not.
I feel like that's reasonable.
I battle with hatred because I hate it so much.
No, but it's like kind of a normal reaction when somebody does that to you
but
without even asking you one single question about whether the allegations are true and letting you defend yourself.
Lemon Kate just dropped the fucking, I forgot all about this Nick Cage movie that I loved.
What is it?
Valley Girl.
Oh,
have you seen it?
He's a baby in that.
Have you seen it?
It's fucking a million years ago. I saw it.
It's so fucking. It's great. Well, I mean, I remembered it as being great. That's a good call, Lemon Kate.
Lemon Kate also said, I just worked on a set with an FX guy that said in his 35 years of making movies that Nick Cage was the nicest celebrity of all time.
That's so great to hear. I love that. You know, he's not like true nepotism, but, you know, I mean, kind of. Is nepotism and uncles still a thing?
Yes, well,
his uncle was one of the greatest directors to ever live.
I mean, I think that nobody didn't know he was a Coppola. I think that
everyone in town knew.
That's what I mean. So the nepotism worked.
It definitely worked.
So that's nepotism. Then.
Yeah. Well, it's another version of it going right. There's a lot of that in Hollywood. There's a lot of nepotism that goes right. It's so weird. I was thinking about Rob Reiner, as I have so often since this tragedy. It's practically in between all the spaces of other thoughts.
Yeah, it's true. I can't stop thinking about it either. You know, it would have been so different if he had just passed away of any cause.
Of course.
But because it
like
happened,
when David Crosby died, and I was like, oh, he knew me for 2 tweets.
We would all get to, you know, remember his great career and how nice of a guy he was. But this is like, it's a real shame. I get really upset about what it means for his legacy as a person and a creative. And a lot of people are speaking out about how wonderful his set was conducted, like how they felt really, really open and welcoming for creative contribution and that everything was just cool. There was a guy on Facebook who he's like, you know, like I know it's really tedious for people to like name drop about how they knew a celebrity once they passed away, but he said that he was sharing an editing bay with Rob Reiner was making this bucket list movie. Do you remember? It's like later in his career.
Yeah, the bucket list. Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't watch
Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson.
Exactly. Yeah. So he was posting that movie and he was sharing an editing bay with this guy who's like an indie film director. And he said that it would have been super easy for Rob Reiner to come in and just like strong arm him out and be like, no, I'm taking extra time, or I'm setting up and making it impossible for you to work. Like, obviously this guy's bigger and is like a total heavyweight. And he said that he was so, that he was really surprised because Rob Reiner was not only very welcoming, he was very accommodating, and he was really gracious. And he shared so wonderfully, and like also asked him genuinely about the kid's project, and if he and asked him if he ever needed any help. Can you believe it?
I do.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that guy.
So it's just like so easy to just be one of those guys that everybody has something nice to say about when they pass away. And I'm so upset that maybe part of his story is going to involve this violent end, you know? Like, because obviously it's really salacious. People are going to talk about it.
But it's tragic. That the cool thing about it is that his legacy seems to be pretty much in cement.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like this kid didn't crack the cement. I mean, it's like Phil Hartman all over again. It's, you know, in that way. You know, when Phil Hartman was murdered, we were all like, what the fuck? And absolutely nobody believed Phil Hartman deserved to die, you know?
No, of course not.
Or that he was a part of something awful, you know, that led to his death. But
Yeah.
rather that he became a victim of mental health.
Intimate partner violence.
Intimate partner violence. That was a death that just, man, that was a hard one to shake, bro.
Oh, Mr. Hands is 57 explained.
Okay.
It's missing a blind boy in small group. He said, Jerry Swindoll,
Oh.
blind boy extraordinaire,
Yeah.
the true star of The Quick and the Dead.
That's true.
Was he blind in that movie?
Yeah, he was.
That's a deep cut, Mr. Hands.
Yeah. You know what's weird about that is because like I never saw Quick and the Dead when I hung out with Leo. I can't remember when I did finally see that movie, but when I was hanging with him, if you read my book, you'll know that I met him while he was shooting Quick and the Dead.
Yeah, and he was talking about how he couldn't get the gun twirling.
Yeah, he was like having trouble working with the gun. He was talking about practicing with the gun or whatever. And then, so I didn't see it till after Don's Plum. And that's when I saw Swindoll. I didn't even know where fucking Swindoll came from. Just like, where the fuck did this guy come from? Because he wasn't really coming around because he's a kid.
Yeah.
So we're always going to bars, parties where we're getting loaded and whatever else.
I know. I love that joke in Don's Plum where he's like, oh, he went to the bar. He knows I can't get into bars, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I literally wrote that line.
That's so relatable when you're hanging out with a bunch of older friends. I had that, I was the youngest of three kids, and I was always tagging along with older people my whole life. I guess I started from the beginning and never stopped. And I had that experience a ton, but like they don't in Los Angeles in the 90s, like they would just let girls in to a bar, regardless of their age.
It was a wild thing to see, dude. They
Yeah.
would just be like, you, yep, come on, you,
Yeah.
you. And then fucking move the rope, in they go. You're just like standing there going, damn, man, that's a fucking illegal situation.
That is a 15-year-old in this movie.
That's a bunch of trouble for everybody right there.
Yeah.
That's why somebody was asking me about Bijou because I didn't know how old she was at the time, but she was always getting into bars and clubs and wherever else we were.
Yeah, and you can just assume everybody's 21 because you got carted at the door. So
I just didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea she was a teenager, like how young she was. I mean, obviously she was young, but I didn't know she was like a child. I was like 24 years old. I was the elder.
yeah, 24.
24, 25. I was the elder in the fucking group because, me and Scott Bloom, and Toby, I guess. No, I don't know. No, actually it was RD.
Erica also says that I've heard that Nick Cage is very nice. My cousin that worked a lot on a lot of movies talked about the kindest actor she ever met on set was Antonio Banderas.
I'll bet that's true too, man. I mean,
You know what I think it was? Was that everybody is just so captivated by Antonio Banderas
Oh my God.
that maybe he's a total asshole and they're just like,
to this very second,
know?
he just looks at you and you're just like, just say something.
he's so nice.
Anything.
When really he's just like picking his teeth.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's just so sweet.
I'm a big Antonio Banderas fan. Always have been. He was my favorite thing in Interview with the Vampire. That book I loved.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't read that book,
No, I need to read that book.
Angela,
It's right behind you, right?
read that book. It is so great. You want to hear the first paragraph?
Is the first one there? I don't think you have that one. You have the Vampire Lestat. You've got Armand. And then
I
you
got the
have
audio
Queen
book.
of the
I got
Damned.
the audiobook.
Oh, it's probably awesome though.
I don't know. I haven't listened to it, but I
bet.
got it with one of my credits.
If I was an audiobook reader, I should be an audiobook reader. I like to read so much. I can't do voices though. If I was an audiobook reader, I'd be so pumped if I got to do something like Anne Rice.
Hinata said that Leo in 25-year-old models is getting old. He's aging like milk under the sun. Yeah, man, it's weird. Look, it's interesting because I didn't know this was like something that people talked about more than I was giving it consideration. But there's this belief that people get in Hollywood when they can't let go of that most famous moment.
Yeah, that
in
like
their past.
psychologically they peak at their most famous, most
Spot.
like supercharged superstardom's
Yeah.
spot, and then they stay regressed to that point and they never grow.
Yeah. And I think that happened at least to
It's Peter
some
Pan
extent.
syndrome.
Yeah, Peter Pan syndrome. I think that happened to some extent to Leo. And look, I mean, that's all speculative. I have no idea. He could be just perfectly, adjusted. But, why is he stuck with these young girls? Why has he never even, attempted at having a long-term relationship beyond Miss Gunshin? What's her name?
Giselle. Dale.
RD met Giselle, and he said that he could practically not handle how beautiful she was. And she treated him like shit.
She's a supermodel.
She treated him like total shit. Because it was like he bumped into him after all this Don's bump shit, obviously. And he bumped into Leo, and Giselle was like, whatever. She looked at him awfully, and he was like, but Artie was like, she could have done that like for days. I'd have been fine.
So you said that sometimes celebrities they'll stay regressed at their peak point.
Yeah.
Like if they hit their peak when they're like 16 years old, they'll stay 16. If they hit it when they're 23, they'll stay 23.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like stars, big, huge, famous movie stars like Natalie Portman, she went and got a degree from Harvard University in 2003.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they actually do grow.
No, I mean, what's her name? When we were hanging out,
maybe it's just men that we're talking about that do that.
What's her name? Not Melissa Gilbert, her sister, Sarah Gilbert, right? Yeah, Sarah. Who's, it was like she was in our clique, back in the day.
Yeah.
And she went to Yale. I think she was going to Yale. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking college. I'm like, you're so rich. Why? And it's people, they want to better themselves.
Yeah.
Through education.
I went to school with a child actor. Her name's Anna Slotky. And she was in a bunch of TV shows. She has a really memorable. Anyway, now she's an attorney, and she's like one of these public. Anna's this girl that I knew who was a child actor.
Yeah.
And she didn't need to. I mean, she could have kept acting. She had agents and everything. She was working a ton, but she decided to become a public defender.
Yeah, well, cool? I mean, the truth about being an actor and being anything in show business is that you are asking for a fucking hard life, bro. It's not an easy life.
Oh, yeah, she's super happy.
It's really,
she's probably a lot happier now.
Yeah, it's really easy to look at people who have succeeded and who you think you could have been and emulated or whatever.
Yeah.
And put yourself in their place and be like, oh, what I missed out on. But the reality is that I'm kind of the norm. The guy who's sitting there going, fuck, man, this did not go as planned.
I mean, I think when you're a child actor and you're experiencing what you think is success, you're working with a bunch of older actors who always wanted to be in movies, but instead they're in TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you're seeing a bunch of people who are like really struggling to keep a career going, and you recognize as you get older, you're like, oh, I'm going to be one of those people.
Yeah.
It's hard to continue working. I mean, I don't understand these actors. They work for like a few months, and if they're not huge stars, they don't get back-to-back movies, then they spend a lot of their life just not doing any acting.
Well, and besides that, Al Baldwin said it best in his actor studio or whatever that was called. In his interview there, he was like, dude, you do everything and definitely get in class because that's the most acting you're going to be doing. If you want to be an actor, get used to doing very little of it in your lifetime.
So he said, just keep pursuing it.
So he's like, you should be in class and you should be like doing everything you can. You should do every play. Say no to nothing.
Yeah.
Like, don't say no. I mean, obviously there are some limits, but like while you're working up,
keep your top on.
Just keep your clothes on. But it's fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Shannon O said Leonardo DiCaprio and Justin Timberlake have been my most disappointing childhood crushes.
Yeah. Well, Justin Timberlake was not mine, but I did crush on Leo in a weird way. He was the disappointment from him, not just by what he did to us, but like after I found out what happened to the beaches in Thailand, I was just so deeply disappointed in him. I couldn't even believe it.
Shannon O said, Robert Downey Jr. did live up to my crush status. I would still be Shannon Downey Jr.
Oh, that sounds really good too. You must have loved the way that sounded.
I was so nervous when he came into the espresso bar.
Yeah.
He ordered a coffee and I was like, oh my God.
It's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. He was really kind. I mean, I don't know what I'd expect him to be otherwise, you know?
I mean, he was a bit of an idol of mine as growing up.
I know, me too.
Less Than Zero was one of like my big hero movies when I was a kid. And so
it was a Real Genius, I think. Was it a Real Genius that he was in?
I don't know.
He just had like a little part where he was like just playing like a teenage snot, you know, that like bullied other kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, he's so cool.
I got so ferociously jealous when I found out after all the fallout between me and Leo and all them that Kevin Connolly got. He did a short with Robert Downey Jr.
Yes,
and I was so jealous.
This really helped solidify my opinion as an outsider of these friends that you were talking about. Like, obviously, my opinion didn't need much solidification because I know about your case and how they all betrayed you. From their own
betrayals,
from their own testimony and their own depositions, they admit to deliberately turning your friends against you over literally nothing. None of them can explain why they did it. They just wanted to be complete assholes and destroy your life. But when I learned that Kevin Connolly made a short film with Robert Downey Jr., and I think there was some other stars in it too. It was like kind of like a who's who in his cast.
I think Nick Cassavetes might have written it.
Yeah, it was crazy. So Kevin Connolly directs a short film and he casts his buddy Scott Bloom in his short film. But what does he do? He makes him a nameless waiter who gets who like spills a drink or gets into a like some sort of argument with Robert Downey Jr. He has no lines.
Scott Bloom.
He's basically just Scott Bloom is just a prop for Robert Downey Jr. to get angry at. And that is what Kevin Connolly casted his good friend Scott Bloom as in his own short film.
It's the most frustrating thing ever because he was my favorite actor in the whole movie. Like Scott Bloom was the guy I wanted to make a star. Like I wanted him to be from Don's Plum, after Don's Plum, obviously, right? I just wanted to work with him in everything. I was absolutely, I mean, I loved him. He was my closest friend out of all of them, Scott Bloom, I mean, I related to him. He was more mature than they were.
Dude, he definitely fucking deserved better than what Kevin Connolly was giving him. He didn't even have a line. I couldn't believe it.
Robert Downey Jr.
So rude.
was in Tough Turf. You remember I told you about Tough Turf?
Yeah,
my James Spader movie that I liked so much. That has the like stupid ass. It's an 80s movie. When people were talking about 80s movies, I think it was Cosmic Urgency. I said, man, Tough Turf. Oh, you
recommended it?
Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr. is in that. I totally forgot. He's just in everything, bro, especially back then. All right, listen, let's get through some of these. I love Quick and the Dead. Yeah, me too. Well, no, I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. You know what? Here's a fucking thing about Leonardo DiCaprio that always drives me crazy. Quick and the Dead. There's an interesting story about it because later it came out that Sharon Stone gave up a significant six-figure portion of her salary in order for there to be enough money to hire Leonardo DiCaprio because she wanted to work with him and have him in the movie so badly.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
So she gave up some of her own fucking coin so that Leonardo DiCaprio could be in that movie. Cut to Wolf of Wall Street. Leonardo DiCaprio is getting $25 million in cash and $11 million in art, right? He gets a Basquiat, a Picasso original, and so two major fucking paintings worth collectively $11 million and then $25 million in cash, right? Jonah Hill, 60 grand.
Oh my God.
60,000.
And they were friends. And he let that happen.
Friends.
And
they were fucking friends and he let that happen. He let himself get $33 million.
That, my friends, is integrity. You know?
That's integrity.
That's how you pay back.
That's paying it forward. That's the pay it forward that Leonardo DiCaprio has in his fucking soul.
Unbelievable.
Is to fucking see that opportunity. Now maybe look, it's Wolf of Wall Street. Maybe there was some point in his time. He gave Ethan Suplee a role in that movie, I think. I saw him in a trailer or some shit. But, anyway. Whatever, right?
Shall we?
RD and Leo have met again. Did you ever meet him again? Who, Leo? Or RD? What are we? I don't know what you're saying there, County. RD and Leo, have they met again? Not that I'm aware of, no. They bumped into each other. I bumped into Leo a couple times too. It was uncomfortable. Hanada said he dated Giselle for 5 years. He used to smoke and drink and have panic attacks. She turned super healthy and moved on. And he's still dating the same 24-year-old model. And I honestly believed, I've always said that I think that his heart was broken by Giselle. And I think that that's a part of what froze him in that state. He was like, oh, yeah? You're just another model.
Hanada said, my childhood crush was Axl Rose. That's a good one.
Dude. Like the Bad Boys.
She's like, he's going to tell me, you're in the jungle, baby. You're going to die.
I used to love her, but I had to kill her. He's talking about his dog.
Who was your childhood crush?
Sabrina from Charlie's Angels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How old are we talking?
I don't know. You can just answer the question how you want
Sabrina
to.
from Charlie's Angels. Do you know who that is?
I was beside myself for Christian Slater.
That's a good choice.
Pump up the volume, Christian
He's a little
Slater.
greasy, but it's a good choice.
Yeah, totally.
I love the guy.
I didn't know anything back then. I was like, oh, he's bad. And then when I actually was dating age, I was like, I don't want bad.
Axl Rose did that. And so you knew he could like get busy. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, that guy knows how to move.
Mr. Hands 57 said that Danny Boyle left Jerry Swindall on that island, as far as I'm aware. You're going to have to team up with Leo to rescue him someday.
Got to get a boat. We're going to need a boat, Leo.
Yeah, well, Leo's got a few probably.
Yeah, we're going to need one of them 124 footers.
You got to spare a luxury yacht?
Fully staffed and with a good stock of women under 25, over 21.
Austin said, pretty sure I'd do anything that James Spader told me to.
James Spader was a fucking... I thought he was the hottest thing at the time.
Yeah.
Like as far as all the dudes, I was like, that's the best looking guy in Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure.
And yet he wasn't getting it. Like, it was... You know who was considered better looking in my circles when I was a kid? Andrew McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, that's
You know
weird.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the guy with the eyes.
No, he was kind of...
He always did this. That's Andrew McCarthy's acting. What do you mean?
No, that was like
oh, geez, I just popped an eye there.
That was what's his name? Skeet Ulrich. That's what he did the whole time. He's like,
he was stealing from Andrew McCarthy. He's the OG. Andrew McCarthy's acting was up.
Shannon O said Heathers and Pump Up the Volume. This is what I'm talking about.
For real. Those are great movies.
I know.
Dude, now we're talking, dude. Love it shit. Love that shit.
When I watched Heathers, I was in Heathers. I was in the movie. That's how much of a childhood crush I had on Christian Slater.
Given said that my story is fascinating, that I've lived a genuinely eventful life. It's had its ups and downs, I'd say, yeah. But I'm glad you're interested in it. I hope you get a chance to read the book, man, if you haven't. Too Real a Hollywood Memoir. I actually dropped the Kindle price to $5, man. I'm
Get
desperate.
It while it's hot.
I'm desperate.
Erica said, my first crush was 21 Jump Street era Johnny Depp.
Oh, come
Hasn't
on.
aged particularly well.
He has not. No, he's kind of aged like a fucking smoked oyster. But but back then he was he was such a pretty boy.
It's probably a relief to somebody like him,
I thought Skeet was going to be the next Johnny Depp.
He probably doesn't want to be like a sex symbol.
When Skeet got his mosquito, when he got his big break.
Mosquito
Ulrich.
Mosquito
Ulrich. I thought he was going to be the next, Johnny Depp. Didn't work out that way, but nothing really did. In terms of, my ideas. My first crush was, oh yeah, that was a good one. Heather's Pump Up the Volume, yeah. ABC Graduation. I don't know what that is.
Shall we?
Yeah, we shall. It's 2:14 in the morning. No, it's not. All right, guys, I had a great time.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll have more riveting stories to talk with you tomorrow about. We will be back. And I do hope that you will come and join us. So thank you so much, and good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.